It has been quite some time since we have done the old Phasmo build. So I thought, why not? Let's bring it back. How we doing, friends? Good to see you all. Hello, hello. Oh, I'm not going to remember anything. Like, you have to understand how much has changed in this game. There's been so much, so stinking much. So we'll do our best. I'm sure it'll be frightful and fun. But hello, friends. Hello, hello. Good to see you all. Legend, thank you for the 37 months. Future Cop, thank you for the 2. Appreciate you, dude. Lil Sand, thank you for the 7 months. And Faye, thank you for the 9. Hello. Hello. Hey, how are ya? Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay. Are things not playing? Is Stream Elements having a stroke? What's happening? It would appear that it is. I'm going to refresh it and see what happens. I don't know what's going on. Shell, thank you for the 8 months. Jenny, thank you for the 34 months. My God. Fleener, thank you for the 9 months. Zarif, thank you for the gifteds, friend. Thank you so much. I don't know why the alerts are not alerting. I can see them. I see the things. I see stuff. I don't know what's going on. Cool looking shirt. Where'd you get it? I found it. I found it in a mailbox. Yeah, I found it. Thank you, Blondie. Live Love Guard. Hello, friend. How are you? Hello, hello. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. What the hell? Finders keepers. You should have dropped it in my mailbox. That's what you get. Yeah, we learned a lesson today. Was broken. Okay, I don't know. I refreshed the cache and it looked like that worked. So it worked. Sorry if you didn't, the alerts didn't go through before, friends. I did see them though. Yeah. Evil Precious, thank you for the year. Hello. Unholy, hello. It is whatever Wednesday. And you know, I was going to play a different game, but I was like, you know, it has been quite some time. At least it has to have at least been like a year since we've played the original build of Phasmo. So I thought, why not? 92 was a good year. Katie, thank you for the 10 months. Hello. Wife and I both play Phasmo and been watching the videos for a few weeks. Well, I appreciate you and I appreciate the wife. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have been enjoying it, man. It's a fun game. Oh my God, Trey. Love playing this version so much. It's just I play it once every like blue moon just to go back and see what it felt like to play this. Oh boy. Welp. Granny Flash will be making an appearance. Not today. I want to make sure that it's for an entire stream and that it is prepared. Yeah. Trey, thank you so much for the subs, man. Thank you so much. And Bree, thank you for the 3 months. I have 2 more things to open today. I don't know who the hell these are from. I got notifications that I got stuff at the box. So I got the stuff from the box. Tonight the moon is blue. Oh. I've never seen the old Phasmo. See, that's one of the cooler parts is that if you're newer to the game and you haven't like watched many videos about what Phas was like before, because I doubt that my Phasmo videos from like old lobby and all that stuff, I doubt that's recommended ever. So it's cool to bring this back so people that are maybe newer to seeing me might be able to see that as well. So it's fun. You get to see the old lobby. You get to see all of the maps before the revamps. We could talk about all the things that used to be and all the things the way they are now. How many ghosts there are, what type of evidence there is, all the stuff and the things, friends. All of it. How far back? It is the build from September of 2020. So it is not quite 6 years old, but it sure as hell will be in a few months. So it's over 5 years ago. Yeah, if that gives you any help. Macy, thank you for the gifted. Cheesy Toast, thank you for the biddies. Hi, Kev. Oh, yeah. So there are ways to do this as a not Kinetic partner. The issue is that if anything ever happens to your game, your save file, you mess something up, Kinetic will not help you. Yeah, they tell you, like, yes, you can do it, but they are not going to help you rebuild. So it's just a careful SpongeBob kind of thing. Yeah. Jaded Hex, thank you for the 3 months. Belly Babe, thank you for the 9 months. I mean, but to be fair, like they don't instruct you to go and do it. I'm just saying they will not help you. They will not help you with old save files if you do this, because you can do it. It's just not recommended. But they gave us a build to do. That's why. Remember specifically the Rev's old evidence. It got switched to the Mylan. See, I don't remember half the stuff, man. I really don't. Hey, Cushy, how are you? Moon, think of the 27 months. Question about the P.O. Box. Do people usually use their real name or social media handle when sending you stuff? Whatever you want, friend. Yeah, if you want to put your social, if you're sending me something and you want to put your social media handle on there instead of using a name, please. No, please, 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 please. No, you're perfectly fine. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm fairly certain you don't have to put your actual name. To a collab, though, see, the problem with me playing with InSim is timing, man. It never, ever, ever works because when he's streaming, I'm at work. When I'm streaming, he's asleep. That's why we've never really collabed. We've done like one collab before, and it's because I was working from home that day. You put Blondie on yours. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the actual name. Yeah. Moon, thank you for the biddies. If alerts are delayed, don't work or something today, I'm sorry. They're being really wonky. So we'll see how it goes. That was so delayed. First time watching the live. Well, I appreciate you. It's going to be a good one, man. It's going to be fun going back and seeing this. Like I said, it's been a while. What makes it so eerie and so creepy is not remembering everything. When I say not remembering everything, like the way the ghost would event on you, the feel of the map is different. The coloring is different. All the things. So it's just, yeah, old asylum. But we can't just pick whatever map we want. We are given a few maps to pick from. There was a time where you could not just pick from any map. It was whatever they gave you and what difficulty it was set on. And there was also no nightmare, no insanity, none of that stuff. Thank you, Jimbo. Appreciate you. The old farmhouses, old Tanglewood now. Constantly restarting the lobby. I mean, if I have to, I will. It wasn't even Break. Oh, you thought Break was here. No, the lobby jump scare is not even in the game yet. In the September 2020 build, they did not have old Pam Jam in there. She wasn't there. Zaref, thank you for more gifted subs, friend. The items not having light on them, like the EMF. Not having light on them? What do you mean not having light on them? The follow-up fart on the alert had you busting up? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's my fault. I did make that some time ago. So it is kind of my fault. Sick for multiple weeks. Found the channel videos. Twitch stream's been really... Oh, I'm sorry you've been sick, man. It is like finally getting out of that season, and hopefully you're starting to feel better now that the weather's getting better. No, the lobby jump scare is not there. If you're wondering what that is, there used to be... Old Pam used to scare you from one of the doors in the lobby. Back to work. Be listed. I appreciate you. Thank you. Do you collect those troll dolls from the 90s? No, I don't, but I should get a couple. For just the 90s nostalgia's sake, I feel like I really should. Is the UV lobby info on the wall and build? No, that was not added until a Halloween update. Yeah, Was not there. I'll show you. We'll see. The light wouldn't shine on the equipment. Oh, make the items black in the dark. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Hey, Archmage. Maple didn't exist. There was no Willow. There was no Camp Woodwind. There was none of that stuff. Yeah. Prof, thank you for the Prime. Thank you for the 2 months. All right, let me open the things, and then after I open the things, we'll do the Phasmos. Okay, groovy. Again, I don't know what these are, who they're from. I don't know because it doesn't say. So this could be a bad idea to open it here. I'm going to open it down low. I'm going to open it down here, but we have number 1. I don't know what this is. And it doesn't give me, it gives me 0 information. Got you on the hook on Retro Rewind. Oh, it's so fun, man. Listen, I was tempted to play it again tonight, but I'm like, I got to change it up. I can't do it again. I can't do it again. Oh my God. See, I'm trying to be careful, SpongeBob. Is there anything inside of it? Like a note of any kind? No. Wait, Juju, is this from you? Juju, is this from you? Found the best movie title ever to share. Oh, by the way, people have been using the Retro Rewind channel to post all of their stuff too. That's not yours. Who said this? Who did this? I love it. I love it. Again, there's no information. Well, whoever sent it, thank you so much. I don't have a VHS shirt yet. This is great. I love it. That's fantastic. That's fan-flippin-tastic. All right, well, I'll have to do a shout inside of Discord and see if I can figure out who the mystery guest is. And then there's this guy, whatever's in this. I don't know. But these were things that were sent to the PO box. Okay, I'm just gonna manhandle the shit out of this because I don't feel like going to go get a pair of scissors. All right, make sure nothing's gonna like catapult out at me. Okay, we're safe. Keep your gift a surprise. Withering Witch, thank you for the 32 months, friend. To Terry, thank you so much for the biddies. Again, another one that doesn't say anything. Are you playing Old Phaz alone? I am. What's nice, again, about playing Phaz alone, there should be a note in the thing. Oh, there is a note. This one's from Juju. Can't wait for the Brownstone School remodel. Me too, man. Even with the updated logo, it's still nostalgic. And I remember you saying when playing a game, asking if you could play it. So here's one you can actually play. What? What does that mean? What? I remember you saying when playing a game, asking if you could play it. Oh, is this what I think this is? Is this something similar to something inside of Retro Rewind? Juju? Is this what I think this is? Can you play the old Phaz with friends? You can, yeah. Other Kinetic partners? Because it's the same build. Yep, you certainly can. She said in the note, updated logo. Get out of here. It's a Tamagotchi. That is freaking awesome. I love it. Hey, Goody, what's up? Welcome in. Hello, friend. I love it. The original virtual reality pet. It was this that, like, I went from this to the Sonic one that you could play inside of your Dreamcast memory card. That is freaking rad. Juju, thank you so much, friend. That is awesome. So many deaths. Hey, listen, I'm going to try to keep it alive, okay? It's going to be a mission of mine. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate you. Spurlock, thank you for the 2 months. That is awesome. Freaking awesome. Maybe I'll take it with me to PAX East and see if I can keep it alive. You went from Tamagotchi to Fitbit. Oh my God. All right. Okie dokie. Make the kids keep it alive for a day. You know, it would be interesting to see if they could. I'd be very intrigued to see what they would do. Have I ever played Phas in VR? I have. I have indeed. Hey, Vicky. How are you feeling today? Feeling good. How are you feeling? All right. Well, I think it's time, friends. Let's open up some Phasmophobia and get the real nostalgic vibes. Do I do no. I've never been to PAX before. Now we need a Tamagotchi check button. No, don't do that. I'll fail. Don't do that. I will fail miserably. Oh, Juju, you got to see what I got, by the way. Hold on. It's not as good now because it's not as hot. Hold on. Juju, look. Juju, look. Juju, look. Juju, look. Look. Do you know why this mug is so awesome? It changes colors based on the heat. So it's not as hot right now, so you can't, it's a little bit faded. When it's not hot at all, it's completely blue. Yeah. It's awesome. I love it. Starbucks? I don't know. I don't think it's a Starbucks mug. No, I was gonna say, no, this is just straight up just Disney. Yeah, love it. I love it. I was like, I need this in my life. You got Army promoted. Hell yeah, dude. It's been sold out forever. Like every time I've looked, it's been sold out. All right. Well, now that we're in the lobby, now we can start the other things. You never knew I like Disney? Ooh, I'm a Disney fan, friend. I am indeed. I am indeed. Not just a retro VHS Disney collector, but also just love being there. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, friends. Well, as you can see, this is the old Phasmophobia lobby. There is no trophy case. There are no cursed possessions. No. You're a slight Disney fan? Yeah, just a little bit. The messed up rug. I know, but look at it. Look at it. Hey, Jamie, thank you for the 17 months, friend. Love long, how are you? What's up, Cade? Walk by the door? Sure. What do you expect to happen? You expect things to happen over here? Because they're not going to. Why? Because this is from September of 2020. That did not exist in September of 2020. This is the closest that we are ever going to get to the original build that they made. This version right here. I have the color changing stretching room mug, the top of the mug. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty freaking cool. Just a rug and a dream. That's right. Hide in the lockers. All the stuff. What's behind the doors? They're always locked. Behind what doors? But you know what's extra funny is that it pulls the latest images that you took for this. So look at the... It's the bone photo from the new Tanglewood inside of the old lobby from almost 6 years ago. Yeah. Wasn't able to play in that version? I know. I mean, it's been gone for a long time now. Why do the photos look better there, though? I don't know. I was led to believe that at some point they would eventually upgrade the quality of the photos so that we might be able to actually save them ourselves later. Yeah. Trainer, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. So this is what the Phasmophobia from 2020 looked like. This was over 5 years ago. over 5 years. Now you can see I'm level 46. That's what level I was back in the day. I don't know where it pulled this from exactly because, again, I don't remember playing in September. I played for the first time ever, I think in like October. So I don't know how that worked. Mail, think of the 19 months. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Courtney, how are you? What's up, Carrie? How are you, friend? How's your video store doing? Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to get back into the groove of manually adding all the equipment, all the stuff. Is this right before Prestige? Oh, no. Prestige was added in 2023. This was 3 years before that. Yeah, but this was the item store. This was how you added stuff. We had the infrared light sensor. There's going to be a lot of stuff I'm not going to remember. And it's going to have to like come back to me. I'm going to forget it all. Literally everything. But we're going to do our best. We're going to see how it goes. When you go to play.
Out there in need of help.
Oh, well, somebody's doing something they probably shouldn't do. Wolfman. All right. Flipping crazy. I know, isn't it so freaking cool? Isn't it great? Isn't it grand? All right, so let's see. First, we need to look at what jobs we can select. Oh, I could go through the training real fast. Oh, you know what? You're right. We should go back to the old training first. That's a great point. Let's do that.
There's some jobs ready for you.
Show my wife the jingle blocks by spelling shut in the lobby. Showed her the room with the ghost hiding in it, and then I went on Tango and the code would be opened up and they could watch your previous investigations in theater mode. I do wish there was like a replay. A replay mode would be sick. That would be awesome. OG day, that's right. All right, let's go check out what the training used to look like when the game first released. This was on Tangle.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
Look at the old truck.
And remember to check the whiteboard for help.
Oh, I know it's dark, but you can increase your brightness. I'm aware. How am I able to play this? If you're a Kinetic partner, they give you a code that gives you access to the old build without having to go through any hoops or anything like that. Yeah. All right. There's my Sanitai. Let's see. We found a non-violent ghost that you can use to train your ghost hunting skills. We've already located the ghost. It's in the master bedroom. Head inside, read the slideshow. We're not going to actually read the slideshow, but I'll show you what it looked like. This is the flashlight. You see this big honking thing that you could basically just knock out any ghost you wanted to? Look at this thing. It's huge. This was the flashlight. This was the UV. It's a mag light. Yeah, it for sure is. This was the EMF. It was a white EMF. They later changed. You know what? We'll bring in old spirit box. Oh God, I hope it's set up correctly. Oh, we'll find out later. Let's go. Let's go. Now, I'm obviously only going to be able to go so fast, so we will do the best that we can. What tier? There was no tiers back in 2020. It just was what it was. The ambient sound is so loud. I'm turning it down a little bit for me. Is my volume okay with the game volume, by the way? You like the white EMF better? No. I like the black EMF. Like the EMF 2. That's so much better. Fine for you. So what they had you do was they had you go into the living room and then you could read through instructions, which is definitely not the best, most intuitive way to do this. I always said that the training should have been a like voice guided walkthrough of an investigation. What it should have been was like, just like the trailer where you walk in and it says over the walkie-talkie, hey, I heard that we have a ghost in the blah, blah, blah room. Let's go check it out. And then you go, and then there's like prompts that come up. That's the way it always should have been. There's the welcome guide. There's the controls. Okay, for today, you don't have to worry about the 5-minute timer. Set up your stuff, grab the other stuff. By the point of the room, do the stuff, check the UV stuff, EMF stuff. final step stuff, and then you found the ghost and you're done. All right, let's go. God. I have to like turn it down a little bit because the ambient sound, like I said, is so loud for me. Oh, we've always been just a floating hand though. That has always been a thing. Wolfman, yeah, I'll figure it out, friend. I don't want to be like guided through the old versions. I would definitely want to figure it out. Hand looks crazy. I know. All right. So Ghosty is in here. It hasn't done anything yet. We'll just put our EMF on the floor. Put that down for now. Where are you?
Away.
Are you here?
Close.
Are you old? Are you angry?
Yes. Attack.
Old spirit box sounds. Now we get to look at the old journal. Look it. Look it. Spirit, Wraith, Phantom, Pulte, Banshee, Jinn, Mare, Revi, Shade, Demon, Ure, Oni. That's what you had. There's your photos. There's our evidence. So we know that we have spirit box. Let's go get more stuff. Oh, what we also have. We could turn on the lights and probably do it. Hold on. So, as you can tell, there's something a little different here. The original Tanglewood did not have the door here. The original Tanglewood had the door over here, which game flow wise just didn't make sense. And they eventually did change it up. Yeah. Pickles, hello friend. What's up, Logix? How are you, friend? So this is where the door used to be. So when you came running out of the garage, running for your life, you run around there, go around here, go around there. Is there a use for a spirit box in the weekly? Which weekly? I'm good. I am doing well, friend. Thank you. Dio, thank you for the 2 months. Moonman, thank you for the 10. Misbeliever, thank you for the I appreciate you guys. And thank you for the 15 months. Oh my goodness gracious. Was there curse objects back then? No. I found please fix my leaky chin. It is very dark. Yeah, the lighting was not the best. That is for sure. Also, if you wanted to check for orbs and you're solo, you had to go in and set the camera down. You couldn't monitor it through this camera. Forgot how dark it is? Oh yeah. There's video, it's just that you couldn't do it from here. All right. So what you had to do, which we could for now. Oh, by the way, the candles, you used to actually be able to use them. Wait. Random footstep. Oh, there we go. I was like, how do I rotate it? So left click rotates it. And then I place it. Now it's on. Okay. So there we go. And then I can turn it off and on if I need to for no reason. But yeah, these candles were actually useful. What was that? Did I hear a door? Were the EMF readings back then the same? Oh, we got phalanges. Look it. Oh God, where'd the book go? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it's right there. Oh, it's like, oh, I placed it on the wall. Yikes. So I don't remember if the EMF readings were like that back then. No, there's no norm. Why does the UV look better? Listen, I can't help you. Also, we did not have UV back then. It was just fingerprints. Footprints had nothing to do with fingerprints for evidence. So if you laid down salt, it didn't matter. Retrofaz. So we have fingerprints and we have spirit box. We have spirit, wraith, Pulte. So we're either going to get orbs, writing, or freezing, which I did not see my breath. Back then, whenever you saw your breath, that meant there was freezing. Okay. Oh, thank you. Did it just turn the power off? Oh, you're such a sweetheart. You couldn't zoom in on the cam, but although the cam quality was better like this too. Interesting. No orbicals. How'd I get back to old Phas? Because Kinetic Partners have access to a build from back then. Yeah. You better chill out, homie. Another EMF 2. Did you do anything to the... Well, no, you can't wait. What'd I say? Orbs writing freezing, right? There's a fingerprint. There's a phalange. That should have counted, right? Yeah, look at that. What the? Look at this handprint. Kinetics should also give up. I think that they absolutely should at some point. I agree wholeheartedly, friend. Where are you?
Close.
Where are you?
Behind.
Are you here?
Close.
Are you angry?
Dying.
It's not very nice. So... I don't see my breath. Maybe, what if the orb is being a stinky? What if the orb's like that away? So let's go over here. Let's put the camera like this. Okay. I had no EMF 5, so we're gonna go check. Did the old ghost take wheeze? I don't think it did. No, I don't think it did. I think the ghost wants you dead. No, yeah, it's fine. It's just a little angry. It's fine. To be fair to the ghost, you know? What is your third evidence, Hotshot? I can't remember if the old book still had a pencil on it, but I do see one. Yeah, there's no writing on the book. Oh, was that an orb? Oh. Oh, did I just see a low floating orb? Oh, yeah, the writing would just show up. It didn't actually animate on the book back then. Okay, goddamn it. I'm gonna have to go back in and come back out. I can't see because the flashlight. The orb is exhausted. Why is it so low to the ground? A florba. Florba. All right. I turn you this way. This way. Trying to convince your mom to take you to a trip to Disney. Okay, listen, it's not the cheapest thing in the world. We ended up staying at Pop Century the first week of September. Hey, let's go. Did you just turn on? Oh, I hate your guts. I can see the orb, you piece of trash. Oh, the second we got here, it turned the light on. You saw it, right? You saw it. This ghost is such a troll. And excuse me, couldn't delete photos back then. It's a Pulte. I don't remember what a Pulte was like. Was there something different about it? Hold on. One of the most famous ghosts, a Pulte, also known as a noisy ghost, can manipulate objects around it to spread fear into its victims. A Pulte can throw huge amounts of objects at once. Weakness, a Pulte is almost ineffective in an empty room. So if you want to basically render it useless, you just take every item out of its room. You didn't even need to get Spirit Box. Fingerprints and orbs alone guarantee Pulte. Do they really? Well, yeah, okay, but that doesn't help me though, because Spirit Box was the first thing I got. All right, so you like to throw multiple things, huh? Huh? I would like to see a Pulte bomb from 2020. What did that look like? What's your favorite Disney resort to stay at? Polynesian. I swear to God, if you do it while I'm collecting objects, I'm going to be mad at you. Who the hell is that? Charity, thank you for the 7 months. Crane, thank you for the follow. You did it, didn't you? You did it, didn't you, you little piece of shit? I'm getting more things. I'm giving it scissors and slippers and shoes. I want to see it. In your closet? What the hell? No, cursed possessions were not a thing back then. No. Hi, Jamie. All right, I'm just looking. These books are movable, right? Isn't there? I thought there were. No? I swear I thought a couple of those were movable. Maybe not. I'm just getting a couple of objects so we can see the Pulte do its thing. No, no insanity, no nightmare. Nope. Okay. Now we wait. The Ouija board existed. Yes. Can't pull over any further. Sitting here watching you drinking a root beer float. Oh my God. Hey, do the Pulte thing, please. There was no Goryo? Facts. What's going on? Just in training, trying to get a Pulte to do Pulte things. It's being shy. Where are you?
Close.
It's right here. It's close. Grim, I swear to God. Thanks. Brake's favorite ghost is not in this version? No. Bro, it touched the door. It touched the door behind me when you did that. Just fun fact. Hey, Twig, how are you? We really want this to happen. How'd you get all the old looks? There's a 2020 Phasmo build that was created by DK for the Kinetic partners to use. Oh, BGM looked creepier. Absolutely look creepier for sure. Would you do Pulte things, please? Where are you? Show yourself. Wasn't there a way to make the ghosts be active back in the day? Was it show yourself? Or maybe that was when you're dead. I don't remember, man. There's so many old things about the game. Show us. Show us. Show us. Show us. Were there hunts back then? Well, yeah. What'd you think happened? Talk crap to it. You piece of trash. You suck. We hate your face. Maybe it's not doing it because the lights are on. Like, maybe back then it needed the lights off. Worth a try. Show us. Show us. Show us. Show us. Show us. I want to catch it. Like, I want to be able to see it. Has a table you can stand on top of. Oh, yeah. In Ridgeview. Ridgeview, you can get onto the island. Yeah. Yeah, maybe in training mode it didn't do it. Yeah. No, there was no weeklies. Okay, I think we're gonna get it. I want it. I want it in my life, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Saw a sign, it opened up my eyes, I saw the sign. Great. Thank you, Graham. Try the name. I don't remember what the name of the ghost is. You can't just look that up in the journal. Hey, Phoenix. Where are you?
Next.
Are you here?
Here.
Are you angry?
Hey.
How old are you?
Adult.
It's chilling here, man. It's not doing the thing, though. Oh, you're so boring. All right. What if I leave? What if I just leave it? Nobody in Phas has drops, Tyler. It's gonna do it when I leave. It's gonna do it the second I leave. Indeed. Thank you for the 13 months, homie. Look, it's doing, this is a Pulte. Why is it doing nothing? Dude, you are such ass. It keeps turning the light on when we get back to the truck. I swear to God, it's like CJ sitting in there clicking a button. Oh my God. Oh, we don't even have a name. This ghost has no identity. Maybe it's stuck. Just the worst. All right, I give up. I give up. You win. We hate you. I give up. We've got Pulte marked down. It's not doing Pulte things. All right, get us out. I corona. Did I know that you can go outside of the map on the campsite? I was very well aware. Yes.
Welcome back.
Hey, it was a Pulte. We were right, and it sucked. Stupid ghost. Was the mimic in the game? No. Nope. Nope, indeed. All right, what happened to that? Missed the old tangle? Yeah. You're asking a 2020 ghost to perform. Yes, I am. Maybe I am. What about it? Big whoop. What about it? Imagine it started right before. I know, that would suck. All right, so that was the training. We're going to go into an actual match now.
Unfortunately, it looks like you're on your own.
That's okay. Select a job. We have Edgefield, Grafton, and Asylum. Now, I don't know what difficulties they're on. So, Grafton is on intermediate, Edgefield is amateur, and Asylum is professional. Do we save Asylum? Save it for a little bit, not just jump right in, go to like Grafton first to like grease the wheels a little bit? This is old Phas. Correct. Correct. Why is that broken now? What the hell? What the hell? I got nothing. That's right. We'll just leave it as it is. Do it by difficulty? Well, I mean, if that's the case, we'd be going to Edgefield, but I think we want to see a map that we can't play right now in the current Phasmo. Tanglewood is there. It's just back in 2020, you didn't have access to all the maps at one time. That was not till later. So you had a certain number of maps with certain difficulties and they were just set in stone. They're just the way they were. So I think we're going to go to Grafton on intermediate. Let's try. Recommended items. All right, I have EMF. Hold on. All right, let's do this. I am going to do it. We have an EMF, flashlight, camera, UV, video camera, spirit box, writing book. Do I even have anything I can add? I can add salt, thermo, sanity. Okay. And then I think I need to buy some more stuff. Well, what do I need to buy? I've got the writing book. I mean, really one of each is probably totally fine. Kind of missed this map where it indicates where the location was. Oh, on the actual map. Yeah. Couldn't tell you the difference between the old Grafton and the old Bleasdale. What? Yeah, let's get a smudge. Yeah. So let's see. Do I have a let's get a lighter. Let's get a couple. Well, yeah, that's fine. And then smudge sticks. We'll buy a few of those. We could get a couple tripods. We could buy video cameras. Equipment was so much easier then. I know. Oh, trust. I know. Glow sticks. $20 for the glow stick. $35 for the UV light. Crucifix. Let's buy. I have one owned, but we'll buy a couple more. I've got the lighter, candle. So another fun fact, the candle used to prevent 100% of your passive sanity from dropping. Literally would stop you. Yeah. There was no animation. Nope. No UV stick shaking back then. Nope. Parabolic was hilarious. We'll get one of those. Okay. So I need to add lighter, candle. Wow, I'm going to die. Crucifix. We want to bring in, let's see, parabolic, tripod, smudgies. Salt's already in there. Video camera. Do that. I got the lighter. Is that, I should be good, I think. JD, thank you for the 5 months. No Paro. Listen, I got to use it at some point. Although, you know what? I could save it just in case I do die. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Save it for asylum or something like that. Oh, the strong flashlight. Oh, you're right. Do I even have any of those? Because there's your flashlight. Where's my strong flashlight? Shit, I need to buy some. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There we go. Those are worth. Absolutely. Add. Strong. Okay. This should be good. Sorry, late. No, you're good. No, you're good. Cracked? No. It is a build that was given to me by the developer of the game. Let me blow my nose and then I'm ready to go. Let me blow my nose. How many ghosts were originally in the game? 7 or 8, I think. This has the scary dude. I don't remember anything really about the ghosts. I've kind of forgotten everything. So we're just going to go for it. All right. Intermediate at the original Grafton. Let's go. Oh boy. No, dots were not in this build. No. There were no dots yet. That did not exist. Key used to be here on the table. Tripods would spawn over here randomly. Discover what ghost type we're dealing with. Have a member of your team witness a ghost event. Capture a photo of dirty water in a sink and detect a ghost presence with a motion sensor. Well, I can do one of those. Well, 2 of those technically. I could do the event and the dirty water in the sink. So that's always a good possibility. All right, let's bring thermo, EMF, and flashlight. Let's rock. And this was the button. So the power is upstairs. Over there. It's over there. I've already picked it up. Shut up. Maybe just get a copy of the key, he said. Good night, Firehard. Have a good one. All right. Well, it's intermediate. Means the ghost can kill us. Don't you start doing footsteps to me. Listen here, hotshot. Oh, the equipment is dark. I forgot. So another fun thing is that So if there's no flashlight on the equipment, look, it's just completely dark. Oh my God. And Kid, hello. Thank you for the super chat. Welcome in. How are you? Doing well, friend. How's it going? But yeah, you didn't have to sit here and hold this. Like, you didn't have to hold down the scan button. It just checked the temp all the time. There's the little bone. Okay. What would 2020 Flash think about his voice being in the game 6 years later? You know, that's a fantastic question. It's 11C here. Oh, I think that might be the ghost room. Definitely colder. Let's go upstairs and visit the chair. Oh, sweet chair. We've missed you so much. We've missed you. Okay. It's got to be down there, man. Everywhere else, it's like 17, 18. It's got to be there. Could you pop the breaker back then? I'm pretty sure you could. I think so. Okay. Oh, yeah, now it's getting colder. It's just taking a long freaking time, man. All right, so let's leave this in here. Jesus Christ. We'll leave that on for now, and then I'll turn this light off. Let Ghosty do its thing. I'll be back. Miss you. How does one even do this? Does it feel clunky? It doesn't feel clunky at all. It's smooth as butter. How does one do it? So there's definitely ways to play old builds of different games, but the way that I'm doing it is I was given a code to play it by the developer of the game. That's how I'm doing it. So my sanity right now is 95. 95. Let's take a video camera in there. Let's bring... let's try Spirit Box. I'll drop a crucifix in there, I guess. Yeah. And we'll bring the video camera. I like it. I dig. Do I already have it on? Hold on. There. Now it's on. Okay. So Grafton's always been dark as hell. No, it did not. It did not used to be like this. The burrito, eventually, yes. Not yet, though. Not quite. We'll drop you there. Give me the flashlight. I can't see shit. But when you have the crucifix, there was no placing. Like you couldn't see the little aura thing. Where are you?
Away.
Are you here?
Close.
Are you angry? Are you angry?
Catch.
Are you old?
Yeah.
I don't know what he just said. Yeah. We got Spirit Box, though. Yes, we do. Crafton sure went through some changes. It certainly did. It certainly did. Poison Ivy, thank you, Fred. Lurking while you wash the dishes. I appreciate you, Artsy. Oh, yeah. Spirit Box back then was definitely consistent. Ooh, what is this over here, bucko? Possible fiber? Maybe. Black Skeleton, how are you? Welcome in. All right, so we've got Spirit. Yes, we do. Let's bring this guy, the UV. We'll bring some salt. Well, no, salt's not going to be useful because we need fingerprints, not footprints. I could always bring a smooge. Also, there was no lighter pocket. So if you had a lighter on you, that was one of the pieces of equipment that you had. What's my sanity right now? 93. What are you doing in there? There's nothing even happening. All right. Let's go try to get more stuff. Lovecraft's new design. It makes me feel like I'm exploring an abandoned building like the ones you see. It is. I think a lot of people are just questioning it because of how dark it is, which is totally fair. Where are you? Do I prefer the old Phas or the new one? The new one? Why would I prefer this? It's nostalgic and fun, but there's so much more stuff now. Die, die, die. That's not very nice. Hey. That's not very nice at all. Oh, it fartballed me. Oh, I forgot about that. It's like a meme now. You sick bastard. Spicy Peaches, thank you for the raid. Hello, friend. No dots, no. I don't see my breath. I don't think we have freezing. I can't check for UV because it's not touching any windows or any doors. Yeah, that was just a little bit loud. Hey, Lazy, how are you? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here?
Here.
Where are you? Are you near? Where are you?
Behind.
Are you angry? Are you angry?
Hey.
Okay. Hate. You like that? Hate. Go on. EMF twofer. It's not doing the thing, man. Like, I can't check for UV if it's not doing anything for UV. What the hell? Oh, that didn't count as anything back then? Oh, I thought for sure it would give me writing. Oh, I'm just guessing at this point. I like the map. Yeah, for sure. Like, I can't, like, what am I? Range of the photo sucked. I was right on it. God dang it. Gamer fan. Don't help them. Is this my other flashlight? Oh, yeah, that's right. Not on enough. I mean, I could go try again. Need some salt. Let's go lay down some salt. You know what? Just for kicks. I can't take a picture of dirty water because the ghost isn't going anywhere. Hi, Mr. Rafa. These sounds. I know. Aren't they a thing? It's doing stuff. Hold on. Oh, God. It's F. It's F for smudge, right? F for smudge? Okay. It's not right click. I remember when they changed that because Chinggis got us all killed. No media deletes. Nope. Negative. Okay. Like, turn the light off or something, you know? I hear your little footsteps over there. Random little footies from the ghost. Chinggis catching strays again. Listen, there's video proof. There is video proof of him doing these things. Up is smudge. No, it's not. Up is lighter. Very fancy lighter, to be clear. Hey, it walked in the salt. My sanity is high. Do you want to see something kind of funny, though, that I kind of forgot about? Hold on. Let's go find him. Oh, shit. You You know what? We're gonna leave the smudge. This used to be one of my favorite things. Look at this old voodoo doll. Look, it's like Frank's bastard cousin. Not even bastard child, bastard cousin. Look at it. But do you want to see something extra funny about him? I don't remember why he would do that. Where did he go? Did I lose him forever? Oh, man. Oh, great. I lost my friend. Did it run back? I don't know. Usually it just goes against the wall and you can find him, but apparently mine's gone. He's in the void. Son of a bitch. Well, I miss you. Oh, there's my burrito. Yeah, I can't check for UV if it's not touching anything. He's gonna haunt me through the walls. That's all right. Okay, what if it was UV? Where'd it go? I mean, fingerprints. Oh, yeah. It'd be a spirit. Right now, that's my guess, because... Oh, I thought I saw my breath for a second. It's a chonker smudge? I mean, it's the way they used to be, man. I'm gonna go to right click. You know that, right? I'm going to go right click. Oh, it disappeared. Oh, you shit. Well, there was my event. Gosh dang it. It touched the book. It's not going to leave UV with that, though. Ghosty, please. Am I able to play Old Asylum? I certainly am. Tons of EMFs. No EMF 5s. I've got to guess UV. It's just not showing anything. Are you here? Where are you? Show yourself. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? You suck. We hate you. Is this old Faz? It is. It is indeed. Nothing I can do, man. About to just guess the ghost and get out of here. Oh, I walked in more salt, though. Is there anything about the old Faz that you wish you could still in the current Faz? I wish you had the ability to choose what lobby you wanted to be in. I wish that you could choose whether you wanted to be in the new or the old. Yeah. Out of here trying to break a spirit. No, listen. But it's not touch. Like, what am I supposed to do? Okay, wow, a footstep. You're so cool. Like, it's not touching anything for me to check UV. I wish you could choose what version you wanted to play. I don't know of any game that really does that, though. Oh, wait, I wanted to try this. We'll give that a whirl. Minecraft. Okay, but you can mod Minecraft. Can you mod Phasmo legally? What game where you are not, where there's no modding community? I'm just gonna burn the smudge and run. That's what this has come down to. Wait a minute. Did I just hear it hit a switch? I swear to God, I thought I heard a switch. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Like I had to throw in there legally? Well, yeah, because people are gonna be like, yeah, but I can mod anything. Legally, you can't. I swear to God, I thought I heard a switch, but there's no new light on. So I don't know. Mayor, no, my guess right now is Spirit because I'm missing the UV. What do I think about new Phasmo? What do you mean, what do I think about new Phas? Like how new? Did you just fart ball me, you bitch? Out of all that. I know, I swear I heard one too. You're asking, do I like present Phasmo? Well, yeah. I think we just need to move on and go find another ghost. I think that's what I'm getting from this. I've been just chilling in this room, hanging out, man. Chilling, hanging out. Yeah. F this. We're going this way. We're going this way. Looks like the objectives were harder to get. Yeah, I got the event one. But the water, there's nothing I can do if the ghost is hanging out in a room that doesn't have a sink. Yeah, but ghost is being super inactive. So based on what we have and what's left, we can look and see what it might possibly be. If it was EMF 5, it'd be an Oni. We have Spirit Box already. We don't have to worry about that. Fingerprints would be a spirit. Freezing would be a demon. We do not have freezing. We do not have EMF 5. And I have yet to have the possibility to even check for fingerprints. It's not allowing me to do it. So we're going to go and hope that that's right. My sanity wasn't dropping at all either. So we shall hope.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
What was I missing? What was the evidence I didn't see? I went through it. What was the one I didn't see? Was it freezing? EMF? I was getting no EMF 5. None. Nilch. None. Can the old school Oni ghost do the ghost fart? I think it could. I don't remember. I don't remember. Savage Baptistry. Think of the 16 months. You might have seen it in the truck. I thought I might have as well, but again, it's just I wasn't getting it at all. Yeah.
I've gathered a list of other hunters asking for help.
All right. What jobs do we have now? Asylum, Tanglewood, Edgefield, and Brownstone. Ooh, we should go to Tanglewood. I know it's on amateur, so that does suck a little bit. But old Tangles. I feel like we have to. Brownstone? What the hell's wrong with you? Completed your first nightmare game? Nice. Nice. Must have missed the ghost toot. Multi-tap. Well, oh, you know what? Okay, so we had an Oni and also we saw the ghost fart. So I guess the Oni could do that back then. Yeah. All right. We're going to do Tanglewood. So let's add stuff. We need to add lighter. I'm not going to add a candle because we can use the ones from the house. I totally forgot about that. Crucifix. We have one video camera, which we'll take advantage of. 2 smudges, a tripod, strong flashlight. I'm not even bringing it. I'm bringing 0 sanity pills. There's 0 need for that. Yeah, I think that's what we bring. I think that's what we bring. We're an old ghost. Yeah, the old ghosts were different. Evidence was different. Lots of stuff was different. The thing is, I play the old version so little, I just don't remember everything. Yeah. What was the last game? It was an Oni. I'm new. What's a candle? Well, it's one of those things you use to play with 2 fingers. Yeah, it's one of those. Hi, Lucy. Had to double check, and yeah, the Oni could ghost ball. In point 3 it could. Point 5 it could not. Ah, got you. Yeah. Can we say hi to Skelly? What Skelly? There was no skeleton here. This was not added until Halloween. There's no skeleton. There's no Pam. No, they don't exist here. All right, let's go back to Old Tangle. Now we can actually say that. This is my first time playing the 2020 build Tanglewood with the new Tanglewood being active in the current game. Man. Oh, man.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
All right, let's see. Thomas Wilson. Cleanse the area near the ghost. Detect a ghost presence with a motion sensor. Detect a room below 10 Celsius with a thermo. Well, at least we have something that's new. New and exciting. Let's bring EMF, the thermo, and let's go find out where the ghost is. Memories. Hope you're good, Lucy. No, Blood Moon was definitely not a thing back then. Absolutely not. Nope. Nope, indeed. I might have heard... That might have been wrong, though. I thought I heard something over to the left. But maybe not. Those don't look right. Didn't those used to start... What? What? Am I mishearing shit? Don't these start up straight? Not in the floor? Could be wrong. Ooh, hold on. I swear to God, I'm losing my mind. I keep hearing things being shuffled, and I have no EMF. All right, let's... Hey, relax. Maybe it's in the nursery. Maybe what I'm hearing is just danger close, you know? What? That's so stupid. Why is there a switch like that? I don't know. I swear to God. I just keep hearing random noises. All right, let's check temps. F this. It is trolling me so hard. Like, I'm not alone in hearing this, correct? Hey, DT, how are you? I know, I keep hearing tosses too, but nothing. You had freezing briefly in the bedroom. I had freezing? What? Oh, wait, I did. Jimbo, thank you for the subs. I just saw that. It went from 15 to -5. What the hell? You are in here, but why is the... Okay. So back then when you used to see your, look, Mike. Back then when you saw your breath, you had freezing temps. Yeah. What in the... They need to fix that pronto. Sick of this game. Jimbo, thank you for the subs, man. Rack, welcome in. How are you? All right, let's bring spirit box, crucifix, writing book, and then we'll bring, we'll come back for the camera for orbs. Hey, Phil with Lead, how are you? Love the vids, thank you. I'm telling you, it's just, again, it's eerie. It's eerie when you don't remember things. And it's just unsettling not remembering all the things. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Why is that so big on my screen? Is that normal like that? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Nothing. Okay. Can the ghost still change rooms? Great question. I don't remember. I mean, Goryo wasn't a thing back then, so that didn't matter. Are you excited for Cursed Hollow? Yeah, it'll be fun. I definitely don't think I need it for as long as we're probably going to have it, but it is what it is. All right, let's take this guy and put it on there. I've got UV. We'll take the photo. We'll take this and that. Light plate. The light switch placement would kill me if it was IRL. I know. And they obviously changed it whenever they updated the map. But yeah, there's still some light switches that are a little wonky. Like Sunny Meadows that has light switches that don't do anything. I just went to look at it again. Oh, now we want to touch doors, huh? Now we want to touch doors, huh? Was it that door? Yeah, it had to be this door. Okay. I did not see any UVs. No ofs. What have I not checked? We have freezing temps. Okay. We also didn't have the ability to like cross off things. So like you couldn't just cross off. Oh, I don't have that evidence. It wasn't a thing back then. Ooh, ghost writing. Ew. All right. So it is either a demon, a Ure, or a demon, or a Ure. So we either have spirit box or orbs. I'm just going to go ahead and assume we're going to get orbs. Because we didn't get spirit box. I tried. It didn't happen. I'm just wondering if I sit here, if the ghost will just show up. How do we get this? It was given, the build that I'm playing was given to the Kinetic partners. You son of a bitch. It farted on me. Where are you? Like, I don't remember what like certain events felt like. I don't remember what certain events felt like back then. What the hunts felt like. When the ghost hunts, it has the ability to hunt in not physical form. So it could hunt me as a shadow. Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Like the stream, thank you. I appreciate it. It helps. It is very helpful. No, I've not been hunted yet. No. We're not even playing on a difficulty that really is allowing it because my sanity is dropping so slowly. But we wanted to check out the old maps. Show yourself. Show us. Manifest. Destiny. I haven't been back to the truck yet to check for orbs. So the only way I could have checked is by going back to the truck. Bye, lazy. Phas was a lot more spooky in this version. It is. It's just unsettling, man. Oh, yeah. Limited shots. You couldn't delete anything. There were no perfect games. Perfect games were not a thing back then. All right. I'm going to go check for orbs because you suck. Actually, wait. Let me turn the light off first. The light switch that's behind the door. Seeing a rev fly at you down the side. Oh, my God. Again, I just don't remember all the stuff. All right, that's fine. That's fine. How'd songs survive without perfect games? I'm not really sure. Look at our sanity, by the way. That says 100. I see an orb. It's a Ure. What do we need? Motion sensor, cleanse the go. Okay, well, I could cleanse. I could do that one. I could also go get the Ouija board. Let's go give it a cleanse. Could you take a photo of the door touch without the UV? Oh, wait, you could. Wait, I don't have UV, right? That's right. If I remember correctly, you used to be able to double photo. So you would take a photo. Or wait, was that in this version? Where you would take a photo as for an interaction and then the second photo would be the check for the UV. If I remember that correctly. All right. I'm going to try to smudge it. Which is F, by the way. Burning my burrito. Wait. Excuse me. Is that... Excuse me. There was a delay on that touch. Was that the Uri ability? Relentless, thank you for the biddies. Buster, thank you for the biddies. Did you hear the delay? The way more obvious delay that used to exist? Interesting. I'm gonna keep this with me. I'm gonna keep that with me too. How far we've come. I know, now the Ures extra suck. Oh, someone was asking about the kitchen. There you go. There you go. Look at the colors. Look where the door placement was. Yeah. There we have it. Was this another one where the switch was behind the door? Wait. Hey, where was the basement light switch? What the fuck? Hello? Was there no switch? Oh my God, it was down here. So stupid. So dumb. Now, I don't remember if the Ouija board is actually even in this build. I don't remember. But we can go do a quick search. I don't think it is, but we can go see. I don't think it is. Look at the car. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm in my mom's car. Vroom vroom. Ooh, spooky. Ooh. Don't you do steps near me, butthole. I'm not seeing it anywhere, so I don't know. Hey, Beeson, how are you? It's not like I was trying to burp. And maybe it was. Did I see the bone anywhere yet? Yeah, a little chicken bone. I don't know if I've seen it in my travels. Although I didn't do an in-depth search of the front 2 rooms. So it might be there. Let's see. Another, wait, where? What? Like, what the? Oh, we used to be able to get on the bed. Oh, yeah. Good times, man. Oh, good time. All of our joy just thieved right from under our toes. Look at every light switch is behind a door. What diabolical bastard. But flushing toilets has always been in the game. Was it inside of the nursery? Bathroom inside the door. Oh, did you see the boner jam? Hi, Ghost. We're back. We're looking for the bone. Back then, we didn't need it for perfect games because there were no perfect games. You said you saw... Oh, you sneaky shit. Look at that. What the f... All right. I don't think the Ouija board is in this. I don't think it's in this version. I think we've looked before and we never found it. So, yeah. I don't know what's up with it, but I definitely don't see it. Lil Sis, thank you for the 9 months. And Squirmy, thank you for the 15. Hello. Relentless, thank you for the biddies. Closet? I could try. Last ditch effort. It could be. Yeah, maybe. Lucy, are we sure it's in this build, though? Those are shoes. Is this the only build you have? It's the only old build I have. Yes. Correct. I'm telling you, we've searched the map. It's not here. Jojo is using it? Then where the hell's mine? I've looked in the closets. It's not somewhere stupid like down one of those things, right? Was VR a thing in the old Phasmo? VR. That's... Does that show up in here? Hold on. Keys gathered. I've gathered the main door and the garage key. Look. Yeah, are we sure that she wasn't playing on a build that was a little bit newer than this one? Because I don't see it. I've checked lockers. I've checked that. What key is this? The basement key? What the hell's the basement key for? I don't remember ever seeing that. Are there secrets down here? The basement was open. It wasn't locked. Like, what? That doesn't make sense. The basement door was always unlocked. I forgot that that key ever existed. Yeah, there's no Waluigi's for me. Based on what I can tell so far, the Ouija board is supposedly 0.4.0 build. Yeah, see, that's... Yeah. No. About to find Narnia. Apparently with my basement key. You guys have seen me travel around this map and not see it. So we could try another map and see if we can find it. This ghost is a weenie, so it can continue being a weenie. Bro, how many keys do I have? Main door, garage, basement, car key. What the hell? What the hell? I got nothing. Bye. It's in there doing stuff. Whatever. Start clicking the walls. Yeah, my sanity is still only down to 85. Good night, Lucy. Yeah, I can't do the motion sensor. We've got our ghosty. We figured it out. Let's get out of here. The key to the ghost heart. I'll take it. Ure. And I'm fairly certain that we had it do its ability on us, too.
Welcome back.
Hey, look at that. 70 crisp dollars. Look at that. So you got 10 for figuring out the ghost, 10 for the objectives, photos, 10 for the bone, and also insurance. So back then, in the original version of the game, you got as much money getting one objective done as you did figuring out the ghost. Ironically enough. Yeah. You're not doing that for 70 bucks? Listen, man. $5 is $5. We had insurance? Well, that was because I was playing on intermediate.
I've gathered a list of other hunters
Yeah.
asking for help.
All right. What else? Bleezy. Bleasdale, Brownstone, Ridgeview, Tangle, Asylum. Bleasdale is amateur. Asylum is professional. I think we might have to do Asylum. I think we might has to. Maybe. Misha, thank you for the 6 months. I'm good, friend. How are you? Ooh, before we do that, we'll spin the wheel. Want to see the old Asylum? I got you, boo-boo. We'll do it. Let me re-add my stuff here in a second, but let's do this first. Yep, if you guys have never seen the original Asylum before they removed it from the game, we are about to play it. But first we do this. Cyber, thank you for the 16 months. Saba. Why was it removed? No, it wasn't removed because it was too big. It was removed because it was too confusing for players. They complained about getting lost all the time. So Phasmo listened, got rid of it, and made Sunny Meadows instead. Yeah. Game officially launched in early access in September 2020. That's what this build is. Yeah. That is what this build is. All right. Let's do a quick sub giveaway, and then we will go to Asylum. The hallways were peak Revenant horror. I don't even remember what the Revenant felt like for those. I really don't. All right, if you are not subscribed on Twitch and you would like to get a sub, if you type !goo in the chat, you are entered to win. And I will give you guys 60 seconds to do so. The timer starts now. If you're subscribed and you decide to enter for the fun of it, you have to pick somebody that's not subscribed. If you win. How did I get the old Faz? I got the access from the developer. They gave access to all the Kinetic partners. Easier access. Yeah, so like if something happens to my game while doing this, they will fix it. If somebody else goes out of their way to try to do play the old build on their own and something happens to their original save file, Kinetic's not going to help you because you were doing things you shouldn't have been doing. I say shouldn't. You were doing things that they weren't backing, if that makes sense. It's weird the Ouija board wasn't present at Tango last investigation, since that's what we narrowed down to. unless, I don't know. Yeah, timing wise, I don't know why. I feel like I remember looking for the Ouija and never finding it. Do I remember my first time playing? I don't, you know, I think I do actually remember my first time playing. Or I definitely remember one of my first times ever. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Ouija board response to the daily challenge. Oh, I didn't even see that, Shannon. Thank you. I'll take a look again. I don't remember seeing it. Now, on Asylum, would it be in the lobby? That's where all the cursed possessions spawn, but there are no cursed possessions in this build. Infamous! Infamous! Oh, God. There we go. Started playing in 2023. The first map I ever remember playing was the original Grafton. That's the first I ever remember playing. I didn't do tutorial stuff or anything. We just went in. We just went for it. And it didn't go well. Like I remember one of my friends getting got in the middle of the kitchen and we didn't know what to do. We just stood there. Was my first time on stream? It may have been, but I don't think I ever recorded it. Like I didn't start saving my VODs until after already a couple years of streaming. Best large map in Phas? In current day Phas? Sunny Meadows. For sure. For sure. Bow, 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 bow. All right, so we have Asylum marked. Oh, I need to start adding stuff, don't I? When I streamed before Phas, I played Rocket League for 2 years. All right, we need Thermo, Sanity. I'm going to bring... F it, we'll bring all 3. Parabolic, we need... Strong flashlight, we need tripod, we need smudgies, we need salt. Now I'll bring one just in case that's a side objective. Video cameras, crucifixes. Let's see, a candle. I'll bring 2. A lighter, let's bring 2. I don't need double EMFs. That should be good. Should be. Thank you for the follows, friends. I appreciate you. Enjoy the sub. Enjoy. Could friends play with you on the old build or is it still single player? Oh no, if I, like my kinetic friends, my kinetic partner friends, we could play together. We have, I've played with Mel before. Mav, he's not a kinetic partner. Yeah. Back when the store was easy to grasp. Yep. It certainly was. It's a lot easier back then than it was now. Yeah. Yeah, Infamous, of course, friend. Enjoy the sub. You got an idea for a rare death animation. Person ascending to the heavens and the opposite of being dragged down. Well, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I can't do anything about that. I don't work for Kinetic, but I mean, you're more than welcome to suggest it to him. Fruit, thank you for the 15 months. Hello. All right, let's go. Let us go. We are now going to go revisit the old Asylum. I played old Phasmo like a year ago, I think, and I'm pretty sure we played Asylum. But every time I play, I forget because we come back and I don't remember anything. So if I get a ghost come at me like a Revy or something like that, I'm not going to remember what that felt like. So, well, here we go. Oh boy. Thug, thank you for the 7 months. C West, thank you for the 7. And Smug, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Appreciate your friends. My goodness gracious. Oh my Lanta. Saw on the Trello that the Edgefield and Ridgeview reworks are planned. Yeah, they are. Eventually. Yep. Eventually. Here, we'll stare at this screen for now. We'll stay here for now. Smug! Thank you for the subs, friend. Do you know when the character customization is going to come out? A rough idea? No, because if I knew, let me put it like this. If If I knew and was able to tell you, everyone would know. If I know and I can't tell you, then I'm under an embargo and I legally can't tell you. If that makes sense. Tango spawns, boys bedroom closet. Oh, are you talking about for the dude, I looked everywhere. For the Ouija, I looked literally everywhere. C West, thank you for the biddies. Smug, I appreciate that. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Yeah, I checked everywhere for the Ouija and I did not have it. Unless sometimes it doesn't spawn in this build. I don't know. I don't know if Asylum was still around when the more advanced game stats were strats were introduced. I don't know. Never seen the old Asylum? Well, you're about to, friend. All right. Oh, here it is. There's 15 cameras, by the way. There are 15. Ay caramba. Kind of forgot about that. Well, off to the races, I guess. Off to the races, I suppose. Let's see. Carol Anderson, we need to capture a photo of dirty water in a sink. We need to witness a ghost event and cleanse the ghost. So, well, I could always use the salad bowl. It's going to be a little hard to see, but still go for it. I'm just trying to remember like what the best way to find the room is going to be. I think temps might be the best way.
It's ready on the desk for you.
I've already picked it up. Shut up. Temps might be the way. Oh, old Asylum, you creepy beesh. You creepy beesh. It's been so long since I've played. Yeah. Here's the reception. There's Tater's background right there. Breaker. Ooh, I could look at the map for that. Yeah. Did you ever think that this game was going to get as huge? Not really. I guess I just didn't know. I didn't know what was going to happen with this game. It is on the left-hand side down that hallway. It's inside of this room right here. Okay. Well, I'll try to remember that. I mean, I guess I could go that way first. It's like I either use this. Oh, shiz. I either use the salad bowl or I just start checking room to room until we find it. Hey, Timeless Dragon, how are you? Oh, wait, was it backwards? Oh, I totally forgot. Oh, is the power on the right-hand side? Open says me. I just can't see shit with this salad bowl in front of me. Is this old fat? It is. Yeah. Phasmophobia from over 5 years ago. I just keep doing it like this because I want to be able to see where I'm going. Because I can't see shit. All right, I haven't heard anything yet. I ain't heard nothing. Yes. First room. First room, go. Damn. Sag. I just played the old build in VR. That would be kind of crazy. All right. I don't hear anything. It might not even be down this way. It might be down the other side. All right, let's go back this way. Money on me getting hunted before I even find it. Spawn randomly in hiding spots like basement, utility room, closets with roughly a 30% chance per map. Ah. See, that would make more sense. And I think I'm just really unlucky and never get it. You got 5 imaginary YouTube bits? What the hell does that mean? What the hell are YouTube bits? Do I go down there first? Yeah. Yeah, might as well. F it. F it, Jeff it. No, blood moons were not a thing. No. What map? Original Asylum. Yeah, I'm trying to go sideways so you guys can see what the hell the hallways look like. That's a big old parabolic. Yes, it is. Purple, thank you for the gifted to Chloe. But when you play with other people, obviously it's a lot easier, right? Now, do you want to see the way that we actually used to look for the ghost? I could show you. I have to go all the way back, though. How did I become a kinetic partner? I got asked. Yeah, before they started implementing a system where you would apply based on certain requirements, I got reached out to by them to be a partner. So, did I see a door? In the distance? It was faint. Very faint. Hey, Mr. Capone, what's up, dude? Maybe? Yeah, not that cold. Where was the light for this part of the hallway? Is that you? It was 13 over here, right? Oh man, it's not. It is colder, but it's not that cold. Good night, Joel. Have a good one. Are you taking a poo up? Was the switch over here on this side? Where the hell was the switch for over there? Or the light, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ, it's that single light right there. Hammer, do you spawn like this? Because the ghost doesn't seem like it's here. I swear that I heard a door touch, though. I heard it. Okay. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to leave this here. We're going to leave that there. And we're going to come back. We're going to come back. Might be haunted. It might be. I swear, if it's not even there, that'll suck. Hey, what up, Twig? Oh, Twig, we're going back. We're going way back. We're going way back. Catward, how are you? Welcome in. Soft potato, hello. What up, friendos? How was stream? Did Twig live? Hey, Piper, welcome in. Yo, mama. How's it going? It's going, man. Just, wait a minute. Did you cut my juice, you piece of trash? That's not very nice. You've never seen old Phaz? Oh my god. 76. That's not that bad, but still, we don't want to lose more. So the way that we used to do this back in the Disney was we used to walk around like this. When you'd walk around like this, you would lose 0 of your passive sanity. None. Where's this? This is Asylum. Yeah, we're playing the September 2020 build of Phasmophobia. Oh yeah, the van, the equipment, all the things. All of it. Playing PNG to the rescue. Hey, you leave me and my candle that I found in some nice family's window during Christmas alone. We do our best. All right. I think the power was over here. I think. You look very brave holding that candle. Thank you. I feel very brave. And bonita. There it is. It cut my juice. Watch the ghost be over here. I swear to God. We heard a door touch down there, man. I heard it. Thank you for all the follows, guys. Yo, Mama. Joe. Mute. You smell. Goose. Storybook. Thank you so much, friends. But yeah, look at these hallways, man. These like, there's a reason that they changed it up. It's some. It is. No, listen. The intensity of it was just how eerie it felt. It felt so eerie. All right, let's go. I swears. I swears. I heard something down here. Where you at, bruh? Wait. Wait, I'm on the wrong side, aren't I? Shit. Wrong side. We gotta go this way. Can we get a counter? What, me answering whenever anybody asks? I mean, you're more than welcome to count if you'd like, or I could just ignore the people that asked that. Was that what you prefer? Because them asking, that's the first time they heard me answer it. So maybe we have a little bit of patience for the people that are here. Ghost, do you believe this shit? You hear this? I wish they never would have gotten rid of it, though. I really do wish they would have kept it. Okay, I'll check in. Buzz, welcome in. Ghost, we heard a door touch, you little bastard. Oh, I thought I saw my breath. Oh, you shiny bitch. The candle's still lit. Nailed it. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just hearing stuff. Because, or maybe what I did, maybe we thought we heard it down here, but it's really upstairs. Maybe. I'll leave that there for now. If you see breath, is it guaranteed freezing temps in this version? It certainly is. Maybe we heard it up here. Ghosty. Is the hallway cold? This was usually a sign of finding the ghost. If you found the cold hallway. Is this asylum? It is. It's so dark, I know. Maybe we're just hearing stuff, man. I swear to God, I heard a door. I swear I heard a door. But it's not there. I left my lighter down there too, which is totally fine. All right, let's go this way. It's gonna be 30 minutes on this map just finding the damn ghost. What game mode is professional? Oh. All right, let's go this way. Yeah, I saw the hammer on the floor. No. I saw it. I even called it out verbally, but the issue was that if that was the room, it was not cold enough. Yeah. It wasn't cold enough. Oh, thank you, Jess. I appreciate that. Bathroom. Mom. Bathroom. Like, I'm hearing a lot of ambient sounds, and I think it's just me losing my mind. Because now I hear multiple clocks doing out-of-time clicking. Okay, let's go this way. In the right place to lose sanity? Yeah, that's fair. Don't see any open doors. Bro, I am going to lose my shit. Did you just hear that? Okay. Oh, that's... Oh, the sub happened the same time I heard a door. I swear to God, stop it! I don't know where it is. Purge, thank you for the 6 months. Phoenix, thank you for the 14 months. I don't know how close it was. I heard it. Oh my God. This is how we used to go insane IRL. Now, when we had 4 people, what we would do is we would literally just split shift it and somebody would pick a hallway and then go for a walk. Like, that's how we figured out where it was. Maybe it's downstairs right, and that's where we thought we heard it that whole time, but it was just way further away than we originally thought. Hey, Siger. Hello, friend. I'm telling you, dude. Radio? Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, let's go downstairs. Let's go down. I could be wrong way. I never checked this room. Why are they all pull doors? Wasn't there a burger box in this map? A burger box? Oh, I don't know. Maybe. There might have been. Looks like it's more confusing. It's honestly not confusing. It's just a matter of getting to the ghost. Because there's so many places to go. You know what I mean? Because then it takes you all the way back to here. Back to the lobby. Don't know why yeah, I was talking about that earlier. The reason they got rid of this asylum is just because a lot of people complained about it. So they got rid of it. Yep. Lots and lots of complaining. All right. Oh, I need to go downstairs. Hey, Micah, welcome in. How are you? What's up, Winter? Well, friends, I telling you right now, I have a feeling I'm going to get got by the ghost before we even find it. I found it. Freezing temps. I can't believe, dude, I heard that door touch all the way down the other side. How? The flame is cursed. You leave me and my candle alone. Right now. It's my special candle. All right, what's my sanity? Nice. Very nice. Did Dios and Moroys exist? No. Your ghosties that you had were Spirit, Wraith, Phantom, Pulte, Banshee, Jinn, Mare, Revi, Shade, Demon, Ure, Oni. And that was it. That was it. All right. Well, we don't want you to kill us quite yet, and we know where it is. So let's go ahead and take some stuff down there. Oh, yeah. Freezing. All right, bring the writing book. Let's do this. We can go ahead and get an orb check out of the way. And you're also touching stuff, so I am going to check for UV. Do I want to bring a flashlight? Maybe we just try without it. It's going to be a little dark. If the ghost cuts the power, this might be tough. But we'll try. Ads are about to start, by the way. Heads up, friends. Look how dark this is. Holy shit. Well. Just go until I hit the wall. This is how we used to do this. Like, this is how we used to navigate it. Stairs are over here, right? Yeah, there they are. Can't see anything. Me either. Me either. Don't you start flickery doodah on me, homie. A door touch would be nice. I don't know how long the UV used to last back in the day, but I don't see any right now. You know what? F the tripod. I say F it. Let's do this instead. I think if we do this, might have a better chance at actually seeing if there's writing. You better chill your shit. Why does it seem spookier? Because it is. It's, like I said, it's just really eerie. Hey, PS4 gamer. The day is good, friend. How are you? Thought F was for smudge. It is for smudge. What do you mean? 6 years from now, we might look back and be baffled by the 2026 version. I don't know if it's going to change that much. I think they've got it to a state that's getting pretty close, I think, to the end game. All right, so sanity is perfectly fine. We need to click through to camera 16. Oh, well, that didn't help for shit now, did it? And the light's on, too. Oh, I think I have orbs, though. I'm fairly certain I just saw a floaty, even though it's bright AF. I think I saw it. All right, let's wait here while ads finish. All right, we'll wait here. How do you move without bumping into stuff in the dark? Well, I was bumping into stuff probably. It's just I was going in the right direction to keep me moving forward. Yeah, Meg, thank you for the 3 months. Oh, man. Classic. Of course. But of course. It's not helpful to look at this unless the ghost decides to cut some juice. But we can at least look at it like this. You forgot to send out the... Oh, I probably did, Matthew. I think I had it set up. I think I had it... Yeah, look, I had it set and I never sent it. Ah, we'll send it now. Yeah, there we go. Break, thank you for the gifted to Siger. Yeah, there it is. I had it set, ready to go. Totally didn't send it. Yeah, yeah. The old truck, too. All the things. All of them. Oh, hey, you're live. That's what I heard about. Zakudo, thank you for the follow. Did you have a favorite OG map, even though they are ass? I liked Grafton a lot. How do the ad breaks work since still happens randomly for me? Well, it shouldn't happen randomly for you. No, typically it's pretty scheduled. Yeah, for me it's not random. The only time if it happens random is because I didn't catch it and then they started playing. But if you do get hit by that, then you won't have them for another hour. Yeah, yeah. Banji, thank you for the 11 months. How do you get the old Faz? Kinetic partner, friend. Yeah, they give us access to it. Yeah, yeah. Wit, thank you for the 16. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I think I saw orbs on the camera, even though it's really difficult to see because the light is still on in there. I think I saw orbs. I think I did. So we're going to bring EMF, crucifix, and spirit box. And I think we're going to... Do I want to do that? I mean, really, it's the best bet because if I don't do that... You know what? No, I'm bringing a flashlight. I'm bringing a flashlight so we can see. Velociraptor, what up, friend? With difficulty, it's professional. So there we go. Now we can actually see while we're trying to do this. Photo silent really plays with the sense. That's why it's so good. I mean, it just, again, it's so eerie because we're not used to it. OG Spirit Box. Buns, there is no tiered equipment back then. Yep, tiered equipment was not added till years later. Now we can see it's still pitch black. All right, still no writing. Where are you? Are you here?
Behind.
Did it just move the book? Sparate box. It has a behind. Where are you?
Here.
Are you angry? Are you angry?
Death.
It's not very nice. Did you hear that? It said death. What a jerk. What a dirtbag. All right, we have a permanent EMF 4. I'm just gonna leave you here for now. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go double check. We'll go double check that we saw an orb. I'm fairly certain that we did. It also stole your line. I know, what a jerkhole. It's very dark. Look. Yeah, very dark. Listen to the old spirit box. Almost finding it creepier than the new one. When they updated the spirit box, it definitely had some really cool responses. It just was unrealistic to what the spirit boxes are used for now. I think it'd be cool to still have a few creepy ones though. That'd be pretty awesome. 86. Yeah, I just saw the orb. I just sensed it. Come back now. There it is. Freezing orbs, spirit box. It's a mare. Now, I don't remember. What were mares like back in the day? A mare is a source of all nightmares, making it most powerful in the dark. Unique strengths a mare will have an increased chance to attack in the dark. Turning the lights on around the mare will lower its chance to attack. So, I mean, pretty similar. Pretty similar. No, Revy. We've got a mare. Dirty water in a sink. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. Witness a ghost event. Cleanse. I could do those things. So, I mean, I could go down there with a smudge and with my little flame of life here. Oh wait, oh shit, I don't have a lighter. Oh no. Oh, we might have to say F that and bring the lighter instead. I left the lighter down the other side, I think. Dirty water used to be an objective. Getting temps below 10 degrees used to be an objective. Yeah, there's a few things they got rid of. Trust the light. Look at this. Just a smudge in a dream. Oh, my God. My God. My God. Hold on. You know, if I do that, that might make it a little bit better. I know I'm just now turning that on, but if I do that, that makes it probably a little better for you guys to see. Because look how dark that is. Is that too bright? Is that too much? Do you want it darker? You tell me. Better? Because look in the room. That's great. Okay. I'll leave it on. Hello? I heard darkness is your ally. Get burritoed on, idiot. Yeah, enjoy the burrito. Yeah, you like that? That's perfect. Awesome. Hi, Joanne. How are you? You like that? Huh? You like burritos? Go Chipotle, you little prick? And it's burned. Okay, that should be good. Now, it needs to event. Burritos and sandwiches? Sub sandwiches? Use the filter. It's pitch black anyways. At least it'll be easier to see. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the lobby might be a little bit bright, but at least the game is a little brighter for you guys to be able to see. It's definitely a bit darker for me, but that's okay. Like, on the screen, on OBS, the left-hand side, like, you can see the wall and the door. I can't really see that on my screen. Hey, I need you to event. Hey. Hello? You feel like old is better than new? Shit, have you ever played with your eyes open? Where are you?
Here.
It's here. Okay, you're here, but are you here? Sunflower, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hello. Wait, thank you for the 16 months. Stick, I'm good. How are you? Maddox! Oh my God. What up, homie? Show us. Show yourself. Do the thing. Where are you? Jesus Christ, that's so loud. Well, there we go. Okay, you're a mayor. Why would you want this on, silly idiot? I have been good. How have you been? Yeah, very loud. Yeah. You breathed in your ear. You're very welcome. That'll be $20. It charges for that kind of shit. Mayor, turning on a light is a fever dream. I know. I know. No, it hasn't hunted. Nope. Nope. You're not paying. Well, the ghost is never going to do it again then. No, the mimic is not in the mimic was not in the beginning when the game first released. No. Negatives. Negatives. My sanity is still 94. We did get the event and also cleansed it. Dirty water's not going to happen because, well, it's not doing things through the wall. Good, I didn't ask for breathing in my ear holes. Well, too bad. I mean, really, that's really the best I'm going to get. I think I'm going to, yeah. We're going to take that as a dub and go back to the lobby and do another one. Yeah. Do the thing.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Next one better be Rev. We'll see. Look at that one. That's $205. Oh my God. It's because it was on professional. That's why I got a crisp $45. Nice. Look at us go. I'm now level 49. That's how you do it. How do you play Old Phaz? You have to have a code for a build. Yeah. That's some payout. Listen. That's a win.
Doesn't look like anyone else is in need of help.
Well, that's fine. They don't get my help anyway. Bleezy Street. Amateur. Oh, I might have to just because it's Bleezy. Is it difficult to get back into the original game mode? You mean to get back into my normal Phasmo, or you mean to get into this? Every time I see the old Phasmo, it reminds me how far the game has come. Makes sense why it's so successful still. That's the crazy part. I had someone earlier, Tater, that was like, I think I prefer the old Phaz. I'm like, you prefer the old Phaz to what it is now? Are you crazy? To get into this mode, how hard is it? Well, for Kinetic Partners, that's not hard at all because you're given a code. So you're given a code, like a beta code, basically, to play the old build. Yeah. Were there only 4 maps? Nope, it's just the only 4 that are showing me right now. Nope. We saw Grafton was available earlier. We saw Edgefield was available earlier. It's just you're not shown all the maps every single time. Yeah. The feel of the game? They didn't say that though, because they didn't say the feel of the game. Yeah, Mimic was added in December of 2021, and the game released to the public in September of 2020. Yeah. Mr. Tater, hope you're good, sir. I meant you have to change your strategy, how you play. Well, I mean, yeah, because so much has changed. So much has changed. You couldn't sprint. The ghosts were different. You didn't really do no evidence runs. I am good, sir. Good to see you. It is still, it's absolutely cool to go back. Yes. And I can only hope that someday they allow everyone that same ability to go back and play the old. That'd be great. Maybe someday they will. We will see. All right. Let us go. Oh. But Ridgeview, oh man, Ridgeview's professional though. And if we do Ridgeview, we can see the original layout. We might have to do this instead. I've yet to find the Ouija board, by the way. Still have yet to see it. Back on the phone, comfy in bed. Ooh. I say we do Ridge, and then we'll do Bleezy after. All right, I gotta re-add this stuff. What do we need? Lighter, candle. I don't really need the candle, but we'll take one anyway because there's candles around the map. Crucifixes. Salt just in case of objectives. Smudgies. You know what? We'll take, no, we'll take 4. Tripod, strong flashlight. Let's do sanity pills, thermo. No, F the parabolic. But what I will buy is I will buy the light sensor. Well, actually, I'll buy the motion sensor. It's $100, but I've been getting that objective over and over and over again. So the infrared motion sensor detects both human and paranormal movement. When set off, it will illuminate the surrounding area with a bright light. Motion sensor is a sensor that detects the most subtle changes in the atmosphere around it. This is linked live to the map in your truck. Yeah. Motion sensors and infrared light sensors. So basically the same effing thing. Motion. All right. Let's go. Let's go look at the original layout for Ridgeview, the way that it used to be. Forgot about the light sensor? Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the
Yeah, yeah.
equipment and prepare accordingly
All right.
before starting the investigation.
Objectives.
I've also written some notes on the whiteboard if you need them.
I'm reading them. Shut up.
Got the intel. Looks like this is going to be a tough one. We've had reports of violence, and it looks like they left in a hurry.
Now I know why Doc hates you. Find evidence with the EMF, prevent the ghost running with the crucifix, and detect a ghost presence with a motion sensor. Again. Again. Good night, Macy. Have a good one. All right. Let's grab our flashlight. Let's grab our EMF. Let's grab our thermometers.
It's ready on the desk for you.
All right. I know I said I hated you, but I appreciate it because I totally forgot. Anywho. Gotta head off for the night. See you, TG. Have a good one. Oh, it's so funny. The skybox, you can see, do you see the gradient going across like this? Jesus Christ. Sorry, there we go. Making sure the light's on for you guys. So this is the way that the map used to look. Whoop, now it's dark. When you walked in. Oh. When you walked in, just getting all the surrounding lights. Oh, the ghost was helping. The kitchen was immediately inside. And then the lip. It just anybody else did anybody else hear like the Olympic music whenever he was running at us like that? He ran in slow-mo. JDAC, think of the 42 months. That'd be a poop smudge moment. No, no, no. It was fine. Oh, I got the EMF thing. Yeah, let's go. I need to bring a crucifix in. We know the ghostie's there with us anyway. I need the motion sensor. And yeah. What's my sanity like? Oh, 97. Did I turn the living room? Yes, I did. And it turned the light off in the kitchen. All right. Crucifix. Out. Oh, that's right. I forgot this light was over here. There we go. Now we're talking. This is going to be a little difficult, but we're going to try anyway. Whoa. What? How do I? Oh God, how do I place it? Is that another? Oh, sure. Now you poop in the sink? You sick son of a bitch. I can't place this anywhere. Oh, there we go. Why did that take so long? Good Lord. There we go. What is it? It's a motion sensor. It just would not place. So back then the mayor randomly opened light. Oh yeah, the mayor was able to turn on light switches back then. Yep. You could not cancel out a mayor if that happened. Oh, that's right. I have a second crucifix. Ooh, that's going to be necessary. Okay. Sanity's still rocking. All right, let's bring a UV. UV, bring this in. Oh, we need to turn it on. To check for orbs, you had to take the camera in, then come back to the truck. We're getting there. We're getting there. There wasn't even ghost abilities back then, right? Certain ghosts, like abilities, they just had traits. Different traits about them. Here's my question, though. Where's the ghost? And the Oni would be the yeeter. Yeah. Let's put that there. I hear you throwing stuff. I know. I just gotta check your temps. Gotta make sure you don't have COVID. Temps are not very cold anywhere. Interesting. Bathroom was 10. Yeah, it's the closest, I guess. It's just taking so long for the temps to drop. Yeah, there it is. Hey, relax your shit. Some of these things are so loud, man. I will try that. Phalanges. Ooh, we got fingies. Old Ridge used a jump scare. I know. And there also was a way. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot to put this over here. Oh, no EMF. That's cute. There was also a way to. I don't remember how to do it. But there was a way to get on the thing, and I don't remember how to do it. It was like, oh, it was like that. So you used to be able to get up on the island to get away from the ghost. Are you safe up there? Yep. Certainly am. No, it can't get you. No. Nope. We've tested it. I mean, that's what people used to do back in the day. But that, you know, it's us testing their abilities and making sure that they can fix stuff. Any orbicals in there by chance? I just have UV, right? Give me this. Give me this. Sanity wise, we're barely lost anything. We might have an EMF 5, maybe. See no orbs. It might get to freezing. Maybe it's just taking a really, really long time. All right, fingerprints. Running from the ghost and jumping on the counter as if I'm running. That's right. Like you're running away from a rat. All right, let's go. Let's go. Oh, we cut the power though. Where's the juice? Came from watching the weekly challenge videos. Saw you were live. First time watching the stream of yours. Love the content. Well, thank you, Silver. I appreciate you. All right, downstairs to the right. Roger that. Downstairs to the right. Back when the game launched, the photo and video cameras were the same. No. The photo and video camera were different. It's just media was not captured in the same way. Bro, I need you to chill your shit. Stop taking a boopy. Ka-chow. Well, it wasn't UV back then. It was just fingerprints. There's the old fuse box. Which, man, I love that they changed that. No, the ghost could still walk in salt. It's just that... Would you relax? When in Rome. Oh. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? Did I not bring a writing book? I did. I put it over here. Ghosty loves the door. Let's check the temps now. Stop it! Oh my god, it's broken. There we go. 3. Still no breath. Have I seen Phasmo built in Minecraft? I've played Phasmo built in Minecraft. I posted a video about Phasmo built in Minecraft. Still no freezings. Okay. The layout almost forgot it. Yeah. Living room's over here. Did freezing take longer? Well, the reason it's taking long is because the power starts on, so the house is warm. Even in professional, the power started on. Well, well, well. Writings. Look at that clean fingerprint, though. Didn't know that. Better go find after stream. Yeah. Yeah. Still no freezing. No freezing. What else do we have? What are the possibilities here? EMF 5 would be a Revy. I haven't seen an EMF 5 yet, though. No spirit box. Well, I've already got that. No orb. Writing. Freezing. Wait. So EMF 5 is a Revy. Spirit box is a spirit. Oh. It's a revenant. Uh-oh. Been watching the vids with the partner, finally able to catch a stream. Welcome over, Frogs. Great to have you. Goodbye, my love. Now, my sanity threshold, my sanity's still really high. Let's play with it. I needed to eat a crucifix. I mean, I could just go hang out. Rev was an EMF 5 ghost, correct. Why are we running? Because it's a revenant. I'll throw my burrito right there. Got that there. We got this here. What else do we have? Anything else fun? We got this here. Bringing all of our toys. Put that right there. We need to eat a crucie. Jump on the counter and watch it dance? I could. But I need my sanity to drop first. I mean, I could try to find the Ouija board. Maybe I get lucky and we actually have one. Yeah, it's literally the only ghost you can't outrun. That is correct. I could start checking closets and stuff. I think I've yet to see one. Gosh. Thank you for the follows. Welcome in. Hello. The ghost has a little bit less than 0 chill, though. You can hide, but you can't run. Exactly. Yeah, Ouija board was the only object. It was the only cursed possession because cursed possessions didn't exist. Correct. Bro, that sounded like it was right next to me. Hey, don't you do that to me. Rev does love Nanor. It's not looking good. Do I play on PC? I do. Not looking good. Still hanging out in there? All right. I presume that's a yes. Oh, hey. I almost forgot. The garage key. Now I can enter. Hey, I found the boner jam. Let's go. Oh no, I smudged. Oh god. Oh god, I forgot it was F. Oh God. Listen. 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 I swear this doesn't happen. I swear. Listen, it happened. It happened because I forgot that smudge is F. Damn it. I forgot, okay. Solid Bone got a little excited. Yeah, a little bit. You know what I could do, though? Give me this guy. What the f... Is it there? Okay. Oh, I found it. There it is. It was lost in the door. Got it. We're good. No, the ghosty ate it. No, we're good. Motor jam. Did Why did I think that I heard like a scribble? I thought okay. I don't know what I'm hearing. I'm hearing all kinds of random shit. Hi, Dorito. Well, we're gonna bring a couple extra burritos. Our sanity's still perfectly fine. I found no Ouija board. But the book was already written in. So I don't understand. Hi, Hyper. I don't get it. I don't be getting it. Let's see. Fingerprints. Oh, that was useless. I forgot you could get 10 photos too. All right, where did I put... Ah, the camera. All right, we're ready. We are ready. Oh, you're good, Kiki. No worries. No, you're fine. Hello? Are you able to play the old version with other Phas partners? I am. Excited for PAX East? I am. I am jazzed, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Did you get a picture of the writing? I did not. I think I tried to get a picture of writing earlier and it didn't work. Maybe I just got to center it a little better. Like peace. Nope. Nothing. No, we don't typically advise people to go do that because if you screw up your game, then you're not going to get any help from anybody. Hello. I needed to eat the crucifix, so we're just sitting in the room with a revenant. Here, I'll flush the toilet for you. Here you go, big guy. Oh, that's right. I've got no more pictures I can take, though. Oh, that's useless. Might as well grab another burrito. You can always back up a save. Well, again, here, I'll repeat it one more time. I highly suggest you don't, because of what if you corrupt your save file, then you can't get it back. They're not going to help you. So if somebody decides they want to do it, they're more than welcome to. Do I suggest you convince others to do it? No. Sit in the same room with a Rev? Yeah, well, I needed to eat the cruci. So what I might have to do though. Here, let's throw our burrito on the ground and go get a flashlight. Okay, so you still continue. Here, we'll say this one more time. It could become corrupt, and if it does, they don't help you. I'm not sure if that made it better, if you heard that better that time. Maybe? I flail my hands around while we talk. All right, we're gonna sit like this so we lose our sanity. Turn off the light, yep. Oh, that wasn't even sign language. That was just like if I was Italian, aggressively throwing my hands in the air. Here, we'll turn those lights on just so we have more surrounding light. And the hand motions come out. I am too. I really am. Okay, my finger is near the F just in case things go down. I thought you were British. What the hell? What the hell? Hello? Are you here? Now, when it ate the crucifix back in the day, it didn't do some crazy cool animation either. It literally just all of a sudden just a chunk of the crucifix went away. Hello? Random footsteps happening. Was watching the 21st channel stream last night, and that whole British thing. You know, you run into some interesting stuff on some of the old VODs. They mistook me for Tom. Oh, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't like tea that much either. Tom doesn't. Ghost. We know that trick. Do another one. Now, see, you don't have unlimited photos either, and I totally forgot. So, it's in there snapping away and then gone. Did UV stay forever? Definitely seems like it. Until another one appears, I think, yeah. It wants the burrito I'm holding. It's my burrito. I'm sitting in the dark room, so I mean, my sanity should be draining. It's evented on us once. Shit. Here, we'll keep that off. I had too many lights on. Too many lights on the dance floor. All right, we go back. What would a crucie taste like? It would taste like one of those like bad chocolate bunnies you get on Easter. Like one of those. Look, it's an active little bean. It's doing stuff and things. I hear you. I hear you, bucko. I know. I know you're all kinds of excited and stuff. Tastes like those nasty Cadbury eggs. You only take so many number of photos. Why can you enter 10 photos in the journal if you can only take 5? Because you have multiple cameras. That's why. Yeah. Misunderstood. Hello. Zombie Sarah, thank you for the 18 months. We are currently just sitting in the ghost room with a revenant in the 2020 build of Phasmo, waiting for this thing to try to eat a crucifix. So I know it's trying to hunt. Just passively draining our sanity. Sitting by the potty just in case I need to use it. Yeah. But we know that we have that because we've got all our evidence. We got fingerprints, ghost writing, and EMF 5. We got all the things. Did sanity drain slower? I mean, passive sanity, my passive sanity is going down, but like the ghost is not eventing that much. So the hell was that in the garage? It's not eventing a lot, so that's why we're not draining faster. Yeah, ghost pooped in the sink. So I do have a lighter, right? Okay. Because if not, that's gonna be real sad. Avoid a brownie frowny. Has not been eaten. Yes? Okay. Box is off? What do you mean? Box is off. Did Ghost not change favorite rooms back then? I don't know if they did or not. Honestly, I don't remember. Yuki, thank you for the membership on the YouTubes. The power box. What? Do you not see the light? This build has Asylum. Yeah, we played it earlier. Yeah, the light's on. Yeah. Just waiting for a ghosty. Doesn't the game mode affect your sanity drain? It does, but I'm on professional, so I'm on the... Like, you didn't even do anything. I'm on professional, so I'm on the hardest difficulty there is. Like, why? Why does this exist? Why 5? What happened? What happened? Trying, man. All right. Trying. I could go check my sanity real fast. All right, let's go see. It's just taking so damn long, man. Ghosty needs you to show yourself. You need to show yourself right now, damn it. Flames, thank you for the 14 months. Okay, we are within the range. There we go. Holy shit. It has evented a single time. Once. That is it so far. A huge thumb. Hey, don't talk about my thumb like that. You mean talking about your thumb like that? Good night, Apocalypse. Have a good one, friend. You bitch. Did you just turn the power off and back on? All right, still no bite. It's acting like an aged thing. I know. Show yourself. Do the thing. Where are you? Now you're self-conscious about your thumb. I'm sorry. It's their fault. Eat the crucifix. Come on. Let's go. That's okay. I get it. You love doors. We heard that part the first time. Did you just cut the juice again, you bag of shit? Well, there's my second event. It does nothing, and then that's the thing it decides to do. His mom was a Ure. Come on, man. Oh, is that incense? No, it's my burrito. I got it from Chipotle. Come on. Dude, this is crazy. Why is it not hunting? I don't understand. You've never been? It's really good. Oh, cool. You turn on the light. Wow, that's so cool of you. Wow. That's amazing. Look what it did. Jerkhole. Like I'm watching these crucifixes. My sanity has to be lower now. God, what else do we need to do to get you to hunt? Holy shit. I mean, come on now. Do you need me to flush? Here. All right, go ahead. Goodness great. Okay. Yep, okay. So apparently I found the friendly ghost mode that was secret that nobody told me about. Whispering Shadow, hello. Ay, caramba. Oh my God. I just wanted to eat a crucifix. Whispering, how was your stream? Hello. Nothing. Watch, it's just gonna start hunting out of nowhere. You also carry a napkin full of Slim Jims? Hey, that's... what are you trying to say? The new friendly professional mode that you didn't hear about from the old Phasmophobia. Ghosties behaved, did some meme runs, nice. I'm going against a Revenant in the old original Phas, and my sanity has to be tanked at this point. And I don't know what the hell is going on. Watch it. Watch it like be bugged where the crucifixes are actually eaten right now. I just can't tell. It's 100% Revy. I have all the evidence for it. I have all the evidence for it. It wrote in the book. I keep seeing random EMFs. I'm like, oh, did it just eat the crucifix? No. I mean, shy. Yeah, extremely. Do I like walk out of the room? Let it, you know, let it linger a little bit? Say their name? I don't know their name. Are you here? Maybe it's bugged. Let's go see. Let's go see. Let's go see. Hi, caramba, man. Thank you again, Whispering Shadow. Appreciate you. Nadam, thank you for the prime. Oh my God, it raised my sanity. My sanity is not draining. Is that what somebody said earlier about the events? Is the event actually raising my sanity? Excuse me? I'm sorry. Did it look like one of those crucifixes had a bite? Here, I'll give you the answer. No. Well, that would have been a shocker. What the shit? It apparently gave it a nibble and we can't see it visually. That's awesome. That's there. Wait. Oh, that's bugged. Okay. Hold on. Can I do this? Can I do this? Everyone who thinks this looks clean still want to play the old Phasma? I know. Now, I don't remember... I'm probably going to die still. Look at the crucifix. No bite. Love the new Phas graphics. Looks like an upgrade. Right, Cheeps? Cheepa gets it. I have a couple burritos here. Now, I don't know if my sanity is low enough for it to hunt me right now or not. The infinite crucifix? Yeah, apparently. Ooh. Ooh. I like seeing the old versions of games. It's fun to see how far they've come. Agreed. If I tape 2 sticks together, can I use it against ghosts? Yeah. That's what I did. Look. Alright, now... I don't know if my sanity is low enough or not. It's... right now, I don't know what to believe. I'm losing sanity right here, right? It's gonna happen. It looks like a tamale. I would have to agree. What's inside? But they were saying Slim Jims. What if it is like a forever crucifix? You are the biggest bitch. What the? Bro, I hate it here so much. I think the crucifix is finally gone. I think it's finally... Oh, shit. I could leave the flashlight on, right? That was a thing back then. I remember that correctly? Interesting. It's not coming up here. Checking the light switch to see if it's hunting. It's done. Man, I'm curious how many times it ate the crucifix. All right. I'll prep at least one switch. Is that the front door? Okay. Pray that our demise is not at the top of these stairs. It's about to be. I saw it. I don't know what just happened. I'm not sure what I just witnessed. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. I forgot how fast they really, really were. Oh my God. That went from 0 to 100 real quick. Holy shit. Oh my God. It went from the bottom of the stairs. Damn. All right. Well, our sanity was definitely low enough for that. Holy shite. All right. Well, that's a revy. Damn. That was a butt clencher. Oh, yeah. Many a diamond was made that day. How'd I not die? I smudged literally right as it was about to get me. Right as it was about to get me. Holy crap. Well, that was definitely a revy. Damn. Good Lord. Hey, I'm level 51 though. Let's go. Easy peasy. Jesus. I have ads coming up. Just a heads up. Just a heads up.
Unfortunately, it looks like you're on your own.
That's fine. I just wanted to see. It's intermediate. That might, I don't know. Say, that was a good run. That was a good one. A derpy ghost hunt until it wasn't. I know. Oh, it's amateur. We can do Grafton one more time. Love the vids. Thank you, Clapped. I appreciate it. All right, ads are about to happen. Just a heads up, friends. Oh, Twig, it's as good as you remember it too. I know. I still have yet to find a Ouija board, by the way. Didn't realize this took place in the US. Yeah. What's funny is that if I remember correctly, some of these maps do not have plugs that are from the States. Good night, Aaron. Have a good one. Ghost heard us. Heard us razzing him. I'd never heard that term until I heard DSP say that term. The night is good, player. How are you? How goes it? Want to see it? I could check when we go to the Grafton. I don't know if we'll find any though, but we could sure try. Oh, I almost forgot. I'll say it when the ads are done. I'll say it when the ads are done. As I say, I don't want to announce it while people are waiting or they can't see shit. So we'll wait. The shape of Florida is amazing. Listen, maybe they drew it from heart, okay? Relax. Give them a break. It's abstract. It's abstract. 33% chance for the Ouija. Yeah, I still have yet to see it in any of my games. Where would the new maps be? That's a great question. I'm so sorry. That's all I deserve. Oh my God. Bearded Lewis. Got off work. How goes it? It goes, man. It goes. I need to find the email that I got from earlier. Me. It's fine. The dev people are British, I think. Yeah. Indeed they are. Nels is Arizona? It is. It is. All right. Yeah, once the ads are done, then we'll talk about stuff and things. Nels is Arizona or New Mexico. It is. It is. Yep. Yeah, we know that from the newspaper. The newspaper article that we found inside of the new Bleasdale. I say new because obviously we're playing Old Phas. So I'm just trying to make sure people... I mean, we're playing... You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you all for the follows, by the way. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Do not forget. Do not forget that I will not be live Friday. I will not be live. I will be live on Saturday though, and I'm going to explain that here soon. Point Hope looks like it could be in Michigan. Maybe Maine. Could be. Started playing Phas just over a week after the Chronicle update. Never seen the old maps. Yeah, it's a different feel. I do wish that not only could anybody easily choose to play the old version, but it would be really nice to choose which version you want to play. So like having the ability to go back to the like holiday events. That'd be cool. Like maybe you can't earn the trophies and stuff, and it'd just be cool just to be able to do them. Oh, thank you, Sissy. Thank you. I'm excited. First time going. I'm excited for it. I'll just arrive to the airport roughly 4 hours early. You know how it goes. These days anyway. Okay. All right, we're back. We're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So it's not looking for game kind of chat clapped. You're always welcome to check the Discord servers though. Burnett, thank you for the 14 months. So I'm not going to be live Friday because Friday I leave for PAX East. I am going to be live Saturday because I'm going to be live at PAX East. So I am going to be streaming from roughly, if I heard this correctly, from about, oh, I'm reading this just to make sure I'm right. Okay. I'll be live roughly from 3:30 p.m. to 6, or that's my block that I have to stream. So I'm being hosted by the Landfest Charity Stream Zone at PAX East. So I'm going to be streaming, and I'm going to be streaming for charity. So I got to choose what charity I streamed for. So obviously I chose St. Jude. So I'll be raising money for St. Jude Play Live on Saturday for that block. So if you guys are interested in trying to contribute to such a thing, we always do. Every single May, we spend the entire month of May raising money for St. Jude, but we're going to try to do a little extra this time. So we're going to be doing it Saturday. So if you guys want to see me live, I'll be playing Phas. So I'll be doing that just while I'm at PAX East. I have no idea what the setup is going to look like. I have no idea how it's going to feel. I don't know, but we'll see. And I'll be there. So that'll be cool. So I'll be live Saturday. If I go live on Friday or if I go live on Sunday at all, it would be mobile, and it's a maybe. Can't be worse than Twitch. Listen. Okay, yeah. I mean, it was a little rough, but it still worked and it was fine. Yeah. So just a heads up. Just a heads up. All right, let's go. Let's see. Did we say we want to do Grafton? People said they wanted to see Grafton. Take lots of photos. I will. I will. Lighthouse visible in the skyline of Maple. Yeah. You haven't seen Grafton, so that's your vote? Okay. I'm down. It's amateur, but that's fine. We'll go try to find the ghosty, and we'll try to find the Ouija board and all the things. So let's add a lighter, candle, crucifix. Probably not going to need it, but we'll bring it anyway, because why not? Salt, smudge, tripod, strong flashlight, motion sensor, parabolic for funsies, sanity. I'm probably not, but it's fine. And that should be good. I have lighter. Yep. Okay. Let's go. Let's go.
Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
The map and the difficulty are chosen randomly together. Yep. You didn't get to choose all that stuff. Not back then.
Remain careful.
Cleanse the ghost, find evidence with EMF, and then take a photo of some dirty water in a sink. We got to photograph it using the sink instead of the toilet. So let's do our setup. Let's go find it. Oh wait, did I forget the key again? Oh god damn it. That was a fast loadout. Yeah, you know, it happens when it's really intuitive and easy to use. It's almost like if the new one was somewhat like. I'm sorry. Did you say something? All right, we're here. Where you at, Brett? Oh, was it the walk of shame? It was close. It was very close. All right, 14. It's like we need to just give it time, unless it decides to do something. 13 is the coldest I've gotten. Brings back memories. It's still spooky. I know. Again, it's just eerie the way that it felt. Look at these. I don't know if I remember there being like this kind of a curtain. I do remember our homie though. See ya. No. See, I think what they could do as an homage, I think that they could upgrade Frank to where if you threw him a certain way, he would fly in the direction of the ghost room. And then it would drain your sanity. It must be over there. Oh, Jesus. Teddy. It's my favorite. Phoenix, thank you for the biddies. I love it so much. I love it. All right, nothing too cold here. The tweens. No. W Frank. If it's not Frank, who is it? I don't know. We said it's his bastard cousin. Trying to think of another name with an F. Ooh, we found you. Oh, it's cold in there. Oh. Fred. Oh, yeah, there you go. Fred. Or Ferdinand. That's a good one. I like Ferdinand. It's Frank, too. So the doll was always on Graft and it had no function in this version because the Ouija was the only cursed possession of the game. That's correct. Correct. But there was only a chance of getting the Ouija, and I have basically never seen it in my going back to previous games. Has not shown up for me. Not a once. Our sanity is still at almost 100. Francisco. I remember how you could lose items from that ledge from the upstairs. Oh, yeah. Yep. All that stuff's still there. It is indeed. All right, no phalanges yet. Oh. There's my breath. Where are you?
Close.
Francois? Ooh, that's a good one, too. We have Spirit Box and we have Freezing, which means Wraith, Mare, Demon. So fingerprints, orbs, or writing. Fingies, orbs, or writing. Oh, jeez, scared myself. So nostalgic for the map. Never even played it. So you never played the old Grafton? Man, that's sad. Yeah, the Wraith used to be UV. Yeah, well, because fingerprints, not footprints. That's why. Back in the original, could the Wraith walk in the Wraith? I assume could not walk in salt, right? I would only assume. I don't remember. Wraiths have a toxic reaction to salt. Well, let's bring some. Toxic, you say? Well, let's try. It can walk on it. So then what the hell is the flavor text for? It could walk in salt, but no UV. Ah. No UV on the footies. Yeah. Roger that. All right, let's bring that. I guess a photo camera for funsies. Sure. Sarah, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Thank you, Matthew. Alright, let's do there. Turn that on. Let's see. Lay some salt down. Never said. Oh, yeah, because you didn't play till later. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Peanut, thank you for the 6-month Prime, friendo. Thank you. Okay. So, freezing out the wazoo. We had Spirit Box. EMF 2. You didn't even do anything. Then I said we need, let's say, orbs, writing, freezing. Wait. Not freezing. Hold on. Orbs. Orbs, writing, fingies. Duh. Orbs, writing, fingies. I hear your little footies. Again, when it's not touching doors or windows or anything like that, can't really check. Good night, Peanut. Have a good one. All right, well, let's turn the light off and go check for... It's a Wraith. This son of a bitch. Wait, where's my flashlight? Is my flashlight down there? It is. Good night, Phantom. Yeah, this is the version that has Asylum. That's correct. That's correct. You know, the one thing I think that was the bummer about the version that they gave us to play, Kinetic Partners, was that we can't use in-game voice. In-game voice does not work. So that kind of sucks. Kinda sucks. See, it gives you chills. Oh, a headache. I'm sorry, Ace. I've been feeling those too lately. For me, it's the weather shifts. I don't know about you. Did I do Asylum? I did do Asylum. I did it earlier. Yeah. Yeah. Ouija, are you here? What version had the feature of sealing ghosts? You know, I don't know, but it had to be really early on. I mean, it wasn't my clip, but I do have a clip of another creator who had that happen. Getting that too, yeah. Does that mean you can talk to the ghosts even at each other? That's correct. Well, we could talk to each other if we, like, did Discord. Oh, hey, look, another friend. Where do you go? All right. Oh my God. Fred? Are you okay? Raisin, thank you for the 4 months. Oh, you sweet beloved soul. Oh. Looky, looky, I got hooky. How'd we used to cheese this? What was the cheese? Wasn't the cheese just enough to like to hear the audio change? Like that? Wasn't that the cheese? Cheese. Yeah. OG Ouija board. Correct. How old are you? 57. Why are you here? Are you angry? How many pickles can you stick up your butt? I had to try. It didn't answer. Do you like beards? Do you like beards? How did you die? How did you die? How did you die? Bro, what is going on? How did you die? What the? It is ignoring me. The only thing it answered was, how old are you? That was literally it. When did you die? It died 152. How many people have you killed? I don't know if I believe you. Do you think the ghost will kill me through the door? So that's what people used to do back in the day. For science, I'm not moving. I haven't moved an inch. The random light flickering on is weird. That's what you did? That's what a lot of people did. Am I pretty? Am I pretty? The new one answers that kind of stuff. This one does not. Did you just try to kill me? It just says no with a little question mark attached to it. I don't even remember what questions it would answer. I don't remember it having yes or no answers back in the day. It might not have. I mean, it answered, how old are you? It answered, when did you die? It answered, yeah. Where's the bone? Where's the bone? Marco. How old are you? Still 57, huh? That's cool. Where are you? You know what? I didn't care anyway. I'm sure whatever you're spelling is great. Just here, just shuffling along. I could let myself get got. That's what we'll do on this. Sweet cheeks. Excuse me? You did this yourself. I mean, that's fair. All right. Let's let the ghosty come get us. Just so we can see it. But also, I mean, let's let the ghost get us because it might hunt as a not physical ghost. I hear you up there. I hear ya. Fix the glitch on the current board where it couldn't answer questions regarding numbers. Wait, what? Oh, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Dude, you suck. I offer my life to you and you kick the juice. What an absolute a-hole. So rude. All right, here we go. Game on. What do we got? The hell? What does that sound like? It's right next to me. Oh, there it is. Hey. It took so long to come downstairs. Raiju noises? You know, that's the ghosty back then. Dude, did you... You're a bitch. They were all Raijus. God, it just keeps kicking the juice. There we go. Oh yeah, that heartbeat was like that for every ghost. Hey, you talk about me? Hey, Drifter? Hey. I'm just curious to see if it hunts in a different form. Ghosty? Bro. Listen. Okay, well maybe the idea was for it to kill us. I don't know if it's gonna happen. No, this is Old Grafton. This isn't Old Bleasdale. Rave party. There. Shed some light on this situation. Ghosty must be shy. Shy about what? I offered my life. Do the old fingies not disappear? They're definitely lasting forever. Gotcha! Yeah! Yeah, I got that photo. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah! Let's go. Got him. All right. Where are you going?
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Homie said I'm just going to slide on out of here. Don't mind me. Hey, I got $200 back because of insurance. Hey, yo. Performance anxiety. Then explain what the hell that was. My God. I had to let it get us at least once. Why did it go downstairs first? I don't know why, like, the beginning of the hunt, it's like that. It happened over at Ridgeview where it's like there's a grace period. The ghost is already moving, but there's no heartbeat. Like, it doesn't look for me yet. And then it started looking for me. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Did you, wait, you get more money from insurance compared to getting the stuff? Well, the reason is because I added a bunch of equipment. So I got money back because it was on amateur. Yeah. But there you have it. Nice, nice. There's old Phaz, man. It's good times. Good times. I still need to fix my basketball score. And I'll do that some other time. Oh, my Lanta. All right. All right. It is after midnight, friends. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. Let's go find someone to say hi to. If you guys are not already in the Discord link is there. Like I said, I will not, more than likely, not be live Friday. I think the odds of that are low. If I am live, it's going to be some random mobile stream. We will see. Twig, thank you again, friend. But I appreciate you, friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go find someone to say hi to. Snowberry Kitty, thank you so much for the 4 months. All right, let's quit out of here. Do the tings. Have a good rest of the night. Thank you, friend. I mean, it is night. Well, it should be me trying to go to bed. That's what I should be doing. But all right, kick at YouTube. Thank you, friends. I'm going to go find someone to raid on Twitch. If you want to come with us, you're more than welcome. All right. Let's go find somebody. It's fun to revisit that every now and then, though. And it's not like it's something that we do super often. So it's a good time. 'Tis a good time. If I just so happen to not be live on Friday, know that I will be live on Saturday, and I'm going to be live in PAX East, and we'll be doing a charity stream. Oh yeah, yeah. The I didn't update the way that sub thing shows up, but yeah, we have a granny stream that's going to happen at some point too. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. Yeah. Let's see. But when I'm not live, don't forget the 24/7 channel always is open. I need to actually, you know what? I'm going to preemptively do that right now before we leave. I need to switch over the playlist over to the throwback playlist. That'll be all the old stuff. Sound excited? Excited about what? Excited about what? Oh, for Granny. Oh, yeah. It'll be a fun time. I'll think of some some Granny things to add to the stream for that day. All right, throwback. Add our videos. Save it. Apply the save it's. All right. So whenever the video that is playing now over on the 24/7 channel is over, whenever that is over, it will move over to the old playlist where I have Asylum and like a bunch of old games. Granny like the game or the Golden Girls Granny? Oh no, Golden Girls Granny. Yeah, like just like an old lady. Yeah, I got sent a Granny costume as a gift, so we're gonna make use of it. So my thought was having Baron join me. I'm gonna ask him if he wants to be a granny with me. So he might be down. There's no guarantee, but it's worth a try. It's worth a shot. All right, let's see what's happening here. Dorothy and Sophia. All right. They've been live for 30 minutes. So that means they'll be playing. You know what? We have a friend that is playing Demonologist, and it's just a fun time to get to check out different games if you guys haven't seen it yet. So we're going to go raid them. Okie Adokie. Have you thought about the 24/7 channel have a different day where it's actual videos that you made, like the who's the most cursed instead of the full stream VOD? I could actual just edited videos instead of full VODs. I could. I mean, the intention was for it to be full VODs, but I wouldn't be against having actual edited videos on there. Could. Yeah. All right. Let's get out of here. Friends, if you're a follower, that's for you. If you're a sub, that's for you. Creepy tier 3s, you get your own. We are going to go say hi to a friend that is playing Demonologist. They have been live for 30 minutes, so I imagine they're going to be going for a bit at least. If I'm not live on Friday, then I will see you guys on Saturday. And I will try my best to have everything in order and, you know, ready for that stream. I don't know if it will be or not, but, you know, we're going to make it happen. How's that? So I haven't played. I played recently with Baron and with Chinggis. The problem was it was my old PC that was really messing up. So I would like to give it another go, a fair shot again with the newer PC. Yeah. Safe trip. Thank you. I know lots of travel things happening for sure. Yeah. Mr. Cheap. Tater, anytime I think of Demonologist, I think of us playing at that at the map where you got blinded. It's I think of that every time I think of Demonologist. It's just so funny. It looks silly, very Phasmo-ish. Yeah, it was. It was. All right, friends, I love you all. I will see you guys on possibly Friday, more than likely Saturday. It was very bright. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I love you all, and I will see you this weekend. Bye.